heart attack right now, dude. Look at him. Fuck.
Dude, the nerves are going. This is good. This is good shit. Is Hiller coming on or what?
Bam, we're live. I just texted him. I said, "You coming on?"
Damn, dude. I'm sorry. I'm still eating. Is it even 9:30 yet? Oh,
no. This is casual. John likes it that it's casual.
All right, I'm almost done. These are egg white bites. This is like the shit you buy at Starbucks with some. You ever heard of Yellowbird, the hot sauce?
Yeah. Hey, you made those? Do you have a little machine that makes those? Do you have like a pan? And
I'll tell you. Yeah. So I tell you how you do it. So I take 3 cups of cottage cheese, 3 cups of egg whites, put them in a blender, blend them up. A little bit of garlic, salt, pepper, roasted red pepper as well. And then you just pour them out in these little like muffin cups, basically in those like muffin pan tray.
Yeah.
Bake them for like 20 minutes and they're like 7 grams of protein per, maybe.
No bacon? No bacon?
I sometimes like when I make them, I just make it easy. I don't like to go through all that effort. But Lizzie puts bacon and sausage in them sometimes. But I eat like 5 or 6 of them at a time. That's like 50 grams of protein. It's awesome.
Well, I think it's really unprofessional to eat on a podcast, Taylor.
And I put that Yellowbird has a sriracha. Dude, I love their habanero hot sauce, but their sriracha is insane.
Habanero. I love habanero also. Please repeat that recipe. I actually marked that, and we'll make that into a clip.
Sick.
Breakfast of Champions.
That's Lizzie's recipe. So credit to her. She's doing Grace in my garage right now.
By
Not
the way,
a girl, but
speaking about not getting enough sleep, did you sleep very much last night, John?
Yeah. I woke up at like 2.
That's a no.
It took me like 30 minutes to go back to sleep, but no, after that it was fine.
I woke up at like 4:17 and could not go back to sleep. I was so amped from yesterday's show.
Yeah, I slept like dick. I went to bed at midnight and woke up at 4:30 to coach the morning class.
Yeah, I had to wake up at that time too. Like I coach the early classes as well, so I've been up for a while.
Murray got the 3500.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's funny is Sarah sent $100 to the wrong Tim Murray as a test. I wonder if you get that back. Can you undo a Venmo?
Probably.
And until they like get their bank account, like it's goes through the bank account.
But you could probably dispute it too, and they can withdraw that.
Probably.
Where is Brooke Ence? Wait, listen, Brooke Ence is big time. She comes on. She's the main event. This is just like foreplay.
You want me to stay on for her, dude? I bet me and her would have a real great mature conversation.
No, get the fuck out. We have 27 minutes before I fucking boot you guys.
Well, I only need 5.
Yeah, baby. Okay, listen, guys. You're staring at John Young, senior analyst for the CrossFit space. The most enjoyable, the most knowledgeable, the most awkward, and coolest dude anyone could ever meet. Look you got Hong Kong money.
What's that? 38 HKs, like 14 cents.
Listen, if he does it in 4:45, just so you guys know, he probably gets $2,000 or something, or $3,000. Something crazy happens.
Oh, spin.
27 minutes. Better start those burpees now. Oh God. What do you? When you have friends like that, who needs enemies?
Thanks, Brian.
Look, Sarah Cox in there. She checkbook in hand.
Is she from Australia?
She is. I think she's top 100 fittest women in the 46 to 50 age group. Okay. Where is Brian Friend? He's at home watching.
He's probably naked. He's probably naked on his couch watching.
Well, after this, I feel like we need to make a 200-pound division. So
no,
I won't feel so bad about myself.
Stop, dude.
Hey, how much do you weigh? How much do you weigh?
Right at 200.
200. John,
we weigh the same, bro.
Do we really?
Yeah, dude.
I feel like I'm a lot bigger than
dude, we've put on our main screen the video that I did with you when I was in Lake Tahoe years ago. And every time I see it, I don't even recognize you. Your face was fat.
Dude, that's because whoa. What time of the year was that? It's because I had a beard, dude. When I have a beard, my face looks fat.
You were hibernating. You were in bear mode.
You also probably weren't 200 in Wadapalooza.
Oh, was that after or before Wadapalooza?
No, he was skinny at Wadapalooza. 175.
I was not 175. I was 192.
Let's go, John Young. Okay, John, paint the scene for us. Where are you? What's going to happen here?
I'm at my gym, Iron Antler Fitness in Fulshear, Texas.
Iron Antler Fitness.
And then, yeah, coach for 3 hours, and now I'm going to do this, and it is supposed to be my rest day as well. I had a few hard days of training, so this is it, and then hopefully this goes okay.
And 2 days ago, you did 100 burpees.
Yesterday.
John's got more balls than me. Yesterday, everybody tried to egg me on. I said, fuck no.
Yeah, that's
John
true.
took it, dude.
Yeah, that's true. Big money.
So I did 30 to warm up here, like 10 minutes ago, and it was on pace. So
wow.
We'll see if I can hold on to it.
Wow. John, is there any chance you have a clock in anywhere or no?
Yeah. Hopefully you guys can see this clock when I set it up.
Okay.
Can you?
Yeah, but I'll start a timer too. Is that a 10-second countdown clock?
Yeah, 10-second countdown.
Okay. Wad Zombie, put iron before anything. It makes it 100% better. Not true. Okay, John. When do you want to go, buddy?
I mean, I'm ready.
Let's do this. Geez. Let's fucking do this. John Young for $1,000. Oh my goodness.
I guess I'm fucking counting, dude.
See this?
Yeah, we got you.
Right. Oh, I think I can make him bigger, right? How do I do that?
Let's go.
God, isn't technology amazing?
Yeah, this clock is terrible. That girl's boobs are huge. They're like poking out of her shirt.
God, I'm so glad you said that, not me. She is something else. Look at her.
All right. Can you guys see the clock?
Is that giant dude married to that hot chick back there?
We didn't say hot.
I am.
Okay. Oh wow, that guy looks like he'd fucking break you in half. Savon for looking at his wife.
He shows up on bench press day and no other day.
Damn, he is
That's
a
that guy.
beast. Yeah.
All right, let's get it.
She looks like she only shows up on bench press day too. Look at her. Damn.
Okay, I gotta set this. I'm setting up my. Oh, here, that's perfect, right there.
6:37 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. 24
All right, John, when you hit your 10-second countdown, when you're ready to go, I'll start my clock, so we'll be able to see it, and I'm gonna count. You got a counter for you? Somebody gonna count for you?
Yeah, somebody's gonna count for me. I'm gonna take my headphones out. Don't put music on. All right.
Okay.
All right,
no music. Damn.
Oh,
John Young got a fat ass somewhere.
You know whose ass is bigger?
Whose?
Take a guess, dude. I don't have to say it.
A Cole Gray shaver.
No, dude. Will Brandstetter.
Oh, Brandstetter got a big old butt. You know what they say about dudes with big butts?
They can twerk.
Yeah.
All right, what's your prediction? Time prediction. Wait till he's definitely got his headphones out.
I do have a time prediction. I'm gonna write it down.
Okay. You're gonna write yours down? Fuck.
I wrote it down. Here, I'll show you. I'll write it on a piece of paper and show you, so I don't have to say it out loud, so he doesn't have to hear it. You can't see it.
What are you doing, dude? Can't see that.
Here, I'll write it in the comments. Look at it.
Oh, he's got his headphones out. Yep, we're good to go, bro.
704.
704. That's
dude, it's
horrible.
Dude, he's huge, dude.
All right, 10 seconds.
Huge. You are gonna count them?
7, 6, yeah.
Maybe I should count them so you can yell at them.
3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2. He's going too fast. 3.
He looks yoked.
4, 5.
This is trippy watching him after watching Tim Murray do it.
8. He's way too fast right now.
Yeah, someone said it's too slow. It's not too slow, is it?
No, he's gonna burn out. Love him. 13.
Let me pull up the times.
14.
What's it? He needs 25 at the minute.
15. 16.
Wow, someone said DNF.
17. 18.
Hey, do you think he'll take a break?
20. I don't know.
No, he's paced it perfect. He's pacing it perfect.
22. 23. I don't know, dude. 24. We'll find out at 40.
No, because
5,
he's actually behind schedule.
26. He's ahead of schedule. He's going too fast. 27.
No, he needs 25 a minute.
28.
Oh no.
No.
That would be 4 minutes. Oh shit.
29. Uh-oh.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
You saw something? What?
31. My stream interrupted. Is that 32? 33? Sorry, that's 32.
It's close. Don't worry. Don't worry.
34. His press is slowing down. Look at his press. 35. 36. Look at the press slow.
Oh, this guy wants to know why the CA Peptides website is down. That's a good question.
39.
Oh, look at Luis Lemos is here. 500 for under 5 minutes. Holy shit.
41.
Holy shit.
42. 43. 44. Man, he's ahead. 45. 46. 47. Uh-oh, 48.
What'd you see? Oh, yeah, yeah. I see it.
Damn, why is it okay, is that 40?
I think that's 50. I think that's 50.
51, okay.
Yep.
Oh, 52. That's slow now. 53. That's way slow. Oh no, dude, that's slow. 54. That's bad.
It's like it's like a 3-step process getting up. Push, hip, and then up. It needs to be a 1-step process.
Oh, look at that lady chew her gum. 58. That's so like she's like.
How can you not tell she's hot?
59. 60. 61. This is. Oh no.
Was that a break?
62. I don't know. That's slow.
That's close to a break.
63. Uh-oh. 64. 65. No.
This is where Murray said it started for him, right?
Oh, he's done for. 68. Oh no. 69. Look at his fat ass
Don't
jiggle.
stop, John. Don't stop, dude.
Look at his ass jiggle.
Don't stop, John. Oh shit, dude.
72.
Don't implode. Come on, John. Come on.
Look at his dumper shake at the bottom of his.
He has so much time left, though. Oh yeah, his ass jiggles like Brooke Wells' ass.
75.
That's crazy.
Dude, he's got more of a jiggle than Wells. Way more.
He could be in the Wad Zombie fat ass video.
77. 78. 79.
This is crazy, dude. He's gonna do
it. 80. He's gotta go, dude.
Oh
He's
my
not gonna
god.
do it.
Oh
81.
my god.
Oh no.
Please, someone yell at him, dude. John.
83.
Oh yeah, someone told him. Someone's talking to him.
Go, you fucker!
Someone's talking to him. Someone told him. Let's go, John.
Oh my god, he's not gonna.
Go,
I don't know. He's gotta fucking die here, dude. This is the hardest John's worked out in his life.
I agree.
I don't even know where he is right now.
Let's go, John.
Oh, he's gonna get it, maybe.
Oh my god. What are we at? 90?
No, I don't know.
Let's go 90. Let's say this is 91.
No, if that's 91, he's
Go.
He's got 10 seconds. I don't even know where he is.
Go.
Oh my god, I don't know where he is.
Go.
This is his last
456, 457, 458. Oh shit! CA Peptides $1,000, John Young. What a beast! What a beast!
Wow.
And the hot chick came over and put her hands on you. Worth every second. Wow, dude.
459.
Hey, dude, way more capable than I imagined. I'm way under.
Wow.
Wow, my
Dude,
goodness.
John's making semifinals 2032 now.
Wow. Wow. John Young from JY Barbell, senior analyst for the entire CrossFit space. He's the man. Just does.
God, look at that hairline.
Are you not entertained?
Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, CA Peptides. John just won $1,000 from CA Peptides.
The information and content provided here are general informational purposes only and are not intended as or to be considered a substitute for professional medical advice. Neither the views and opinions expressed do not reflect those of medical professionals or the medical community. Duh.
This is called melanotan 2. It's supposed to accelerate tanning, and it's also supposed to increase sexual arousal. And I think that the second one is actually more of a side effect than it is the main goal. Everybody wants to know how to reconstitute these things. Remember, the first thing is that you need the bacteriostatic water. The second thing that you need to do is you are constantly using these alcohol swabs. Now here's the thing, you got two separate needles. Never reuse the same needle. So what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna put 2 milliliters of water into there. It's just sucking the water in there. Yeah, I'm not doing that. That's how you know that the peptides are good. Now, I'm insane, so I like to re-sterilize the top of it. I just put the pad on there and I just twist it. And I'm just gonna go right here, right next to my belly button. So I pull this out, put the tip in, yeah, just the tip. Make sure there's no air bubbles in there, so you give it a flick, the bubbles rise to the top. Pull this out, and then I just stick it in my stomach right there. Very slight little pinch. It's like the world's smallest bee. It doesn't even matter. I'm done, just like that.
John's fucked up.
Wow. The website's down now, capeptides.com, but use code word Hiller or Sevon when it's up. Wow.
2 minutes later, that's the most intensity John Young's ever gotten.
Unbelievable.
And I can't wait to talk to him about this. Can't not wait. Look at this, dude. Sorry about it, Sarah.
Wow.
Bummer.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Hey, put your headphones in, ding dong.
Wow, John. I'm titillated. Dang, dude.
Put your headphones. Hurry up.
Hey, John.
What was my time?
4:59.
4:59.
And Brian Friend, that's why I'm the best analyst in the space.
Yeah, baby. Hey, John. Basically, Tim Murray, when he did it yesterday, he said around 65 is when shit got weird. It looked like shit got weird for you at 65. And then
you went full puss at 65.
But the last minute, was someone yelling at you at the last minute? Because you turned it on right at the right time. Whoever that is needs a 3% tip. Needs $30.
I couldn't push up at the end. I could get my lungs to go, but my body wouldn't go.
So that's called lactic acid. Hey, so check this out, John. The way you feel right now, you feel this?
Yeah.
You got to feel this once a day when you fucking train.
Really?
All right. I don't care about cardio. You don't need cardio. Just listen to me. This feeling, you can get it on a rower. You can get it with 50 cals for time, but you got to feel this. Okay, once a day is aggressive. At least 3 times a week, you got to feel like you're feeling right now.
My God.
And then you're making 2025 semifinals. I believe that, but you got to feel like this.
Yes, sir.
I'm proud of you. That was awesome.
John, did you? I did not think you had a chance in hell. Did you think you were going to do it, John?
I don't know. I felt bad after 50, and
yeah, I saw you feeling bad.
Was like, oh no, I thought I could hold the pace I did for 60, and then only 20 would be bad, and I could sprint the end. But I felt it at 50, and I tried to sprint at 80, and it didn't work.
But last night when you were in bed with your wife, were you like, fuck, babe, I'm not going to be able to do this? Or were you like, fuck, I got this?
I thought I could do it. I just was going to have to hurt a whole lot. And I don't mind hurting. I just don't want to. So but when you're in the middle of it, you find something.
That is
God.
that
I'm
is the
so
feeling.
happy for you, dude.
That is the feeling you've got to get comfortable with, and that I promise you, that's the only thing that is missing. Maybe it's not even missing, but that's the biggest driver in your metabolic or aerobic adaptation. Is that you don't need any easy breathing. You need to feel like your fucking stomach's falling out of your ass.
I think people misconstrue intensity with working hard.
Yes.
And that's a different type of intensity.
It is.
Aaron Fraser, thank you.
Oh.
Hey, John, when Taylor says you need to fill that 3 times a week, when you were at what number were you at is where you normally work out? Do you follow what I'm saying? So when you got to 75, is that usually the intensity you feel every day, or is it 50?
I wouldn't go at that pace.
But I'm just mean with a workout, like a CrossFit workout. Not I'm talking about 100 burpees for time, but just like any CrossFit workout on any given day.
I mean, probably 50.
50. Wow.
Yeah, because
Wow.
like, here's the thing. Like, I'm always, concerned to not blow up, because it'll happen to me faster than it will the fit guys. So like I'm pacing everything to be like perfectly executed, like for me, you know what I mean? So I don't see that what I just saw.
This guy Joe Piero says this was worth hiding in a porta potty at work.
Someone, oh, that's
guys,
awesome.
I
That's
want to give
hilarious. Hey, so what I
to like Jake and Colton, they're so fast.
what I think.
Go ahead, Taylor.
I was just gonna say what I think is if you mix in some intervals where you're right, you need enough rest to where you can ride the line harder instead of saying, okay, I have to pace this. You need enough rest so that you can go closer to your threshold, but not enough rest so that you feel like you're fully recovering. So you just learn how to edge the line like you edge fucking the ladies. You know what I'm talking about? Get right up to that edge and then pull back.
Yes, sir.
Hey, John. So what was someone telling you? Someone yelled at you at like with a minute left. Hey, dude,
I had a couple of people counting, but like I didn't look at the clock at all. I didn't want to get discouraged. Are you leaving?
Sheesh.
God, look at your body's finally catching up with the work.
$1,500. Let's go.
The sweat's like pouring. I don't think he got 1,500.
Yeah, he did. Some dude in the comments promised 500, and Sarah Cox promised
No,
1,000.
440. But that was if he did 445.
No,
I think. No,
I said I'm for 500 sub 5. Where's this comment?
Wow.
You know what's funny, guys?
Well done, John. The unknown.
$200.
I really don't think I had a second left.
No, you definitely didn't. I didn't think you were making it. You were at 80 at the 4-minute mark, and you were slowing way down. But whoever was yelling in your ear, dude, you better kiss him on the tip. That's all I gotta say.
Well, they were like, okay, I thought if I could get to 80, and I told them this, if I could get to 80, I just think I could sprint the end no matter what, because I'm pretty good at kicking it. And I tried to kick it. It did not happen until like 12 left.
I think you had 30 left at 4 minutes.
No,
so
20 left. 20 left.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I would have been able to do 30.
100% sure.
I thought he was way behind for a second.
No. Well, that was way behind because he was slowing way down.
Yeah.
I assume that 200 is for John Young. You're assuming wrong. You're completely assuming wrong. What the fuck is your problem? You're a douche for even commenting that. Saber.
Stop. He's a good dude. It's
okay.
Fine. Kelly are good.
Fine. 70, we need John's Venmo. No, just send the money in here. He's lucky that me and Taylor got up this early to fucking watch him. What are you guys talking about?
I appreciate everybody.
Send the money to @TaylorMidself.
Hey, John, does this affect your when you do stuff like this? Does this affect your perception, like through when you analyze people now?
No, because everybody that I'm analyzing is way fitter than me.
Yeah.
The only stimulus that I can even come close to on those guys is like strength workouts. And even then it's a little bit of like, it's always a little fitness too. So like, I'm like, if I can do this, they probably can do that. But like, I can't associate anything else with that because they're so much fitter than me.
I'm assuming that's a record for you right there.
Yeah. My fastest time was 5:25, but that was a year ago. And I remember that hurt a lot. So I just, yeah.
Hey, have you ever taken measuring tape and measured the fucking diameter of your ass?
God, your ass jiggles like crazy,
dude. You got a dumper, bro.
That's what a 500-pound back squat does for you.
Sheesh.
John, will you do anything else today? Any more workouts or?
No, I might
rest tomorrow too.
I might easy bike and that's it. Today was supposed to be a rest day. As bad as I had bench press yesterday as well, not just that one workout, and I was really scared. Like
chest pressing, yeah,
like it was gonna shut down, and it kind of did at the end, but luckily it was the end. But hey, I want to tell everybody, like somebody DM'd me, they're just handing out money to no-name CrossFitters, and they are. But I just want to thank everybody for giving it attention. Like Colton and Tim and Jake too, like everybody that just supports all the podcasts. Y'all are amazing.
Hey,
and we couldn't do anything without you guys.
The people, yeah, everybody, the community is amazing. But that person texting you that or messaging you that, fuck them. I'm not just handing out money to no-name athletes. These guys got to have the balls to go out and put it on the line. John's got a fat sack of nuts. So does Tim Murray. So does Colton. Kinda. I feel like Colton has the smallest balls of all of them because Colton knows he's gonna win. Jake's got huge nuts.
That's fair. Yeah.
And I'm not saying Colton's got small balls. I'm just saying
he's the Tia Toomey of burpees. Like we ain't got no respect for that.
I mean, we got respect for it, but I'm just saying, dude. Fuck those guys. You're the man, John. Smash it.
It's an interesting comment. They're giving money to no name.
Remember that time Hiller?
It's fucking hilarious.
Remember that time Hiller fucking told that one Wadapalooza guy who did that Diane workout in a time that was just so unreal? He was like, I'll give you all this money if you do another video. And the guy was like, no.
5 seconds.
Yeah. He was a pussy. So that's a no name.
The thing is it's so fucking irrelevant. Those are either people who don't watch the Barbell Spin or this podcast or get the fact that like, hey, the truth is that there's I guess I am sending some money to.
Oh my God.
I guess I am sending some money to John. Jesus criminy.
Goodness gracious.
I do not want to be his caretaker, for fuck's sake. Lemos, thank you so much. That's crazy generous, dude. You've always been crazy generous to the show. I really appreciate it. John really appreciates it too.
Yeah.
And for people who don't know also about John, and I've never spoke to him directly about this, but I know it just from knowing him, he's dedicated his life to being in the gym, training other people, training himself. He doesn't have some side gig on fucking, hustling. This is his thing. He's all in. Like this is his day job. You're seeing him. Everything he does. He does all of these shows for everyone for free. That's what the senior analyst of CrossFit pays, $0. And so when you guys donate money, you probably don't know how much it truly means to him or what you're actually doing. It's really fucking cool.
I didn't miss out on shit because I'm about to take this $5,000 from all these stupid dorks in a week.
He's got a bigger competition in mind.
Keith Knapp. Yeah, baby. What's up, dude? I heard Keith's gym's killing it. Congratulations, Keith.
I would say one of Colton's balls fits in my mouth. Probably 6 of Jason's balls fit in my mouth.
What's the rest of your day look like, John?
I'm gonna coach one more class here when I get off of here, and then I'm gonna eat and take a nap, and then come back to the gym and coach 3 classes, and then I'm gonna eat, and then I'm gonna go to sleep. Very eventful.
What does this guy mean? Did you read this comment, Sevon?
Does Sevon not bend the knee to anyone? Tia Toomey fuck CrossFit and its founder, and no one ever mentions it.
How did she fuck CrossFit and Greg?
Probably when Greg did Floyd 19, she probably said something or something. Listen. I don't have time to just hate everyone all the time.
But I gotta say this, to be honest, Scott, it's like maybe it's not a forgivable offense, but you gotta have more sympathy because Australia went way over the edge during COVID, dude. They were brainwashed, man. They had camps.
And listen, I'm not gonna have hate. I'm not gonna have hate in my heart forever. Like, listen, I need to be a fucking 100% enlightened, loving being at the end of the day. Because I interact with my kids. Now, are there some scumbags in the world? Yeah, but like I'm not like, hey, listen, I had the most insane fucking job ever, and I lost it because of those people. Like insane. So it's cool. It's fine. But I hear you, and I appreciate you bringing it up. It's worthy to talk about.
I don't think Sevon bends the knee, unless it's both knees and it's Dave.
Yeah. Facts.
All good, dude. I would too.
Okay. John, thanks for coming on, dude. We'll see you later. Lots more of John Young to come. Probably doing more podcasts than anyone in the CrossFit space. John is fucking everywhere. And everyone loves him, and he's a true influencer, and he's a fucking needle mover. If you have John, if you want to start a podcast, get John on.
Dude, people love it. This is the thing, man. It's entertaining. You gotta be entertained. And I hate it's not a secret. You want to watch people who get your blood boiling or who are like, damn, I agree with that. Or that's a hot take. I want to hear that. It's not fun to listen to people who say shit that you fucking can read anywhere.
And he's not trying to be entertaining. It's just who he is.
Right. It's just he's being himself. 100%. And I would say John is always wrong, and that's why people love him.
But that still makes him always right. Once you know that, then
yeah,
then
but he's
you-
not always wrong.
I
But the
know.
fact that people think that is like that's another reason it's awesome.
He knows Sevon didn't have the heart. I have the heart to tell him. John, if you're listening, 704 was my prediction.
Sheesh.
Hey, did you think he was going to do it?
I think I predicted 526 or something like that. I don't or maybe 541. Dude, I thought when he was starting to slow down, I thought he was just going to be like 2 seconds on the ground every rep. You know what I mean? But he picked it up. That's crazy.
All right. Thanks for coming on, dude. You the man. And then here I am by myself. All right. No Brooke Ence today. That was just clickbait. Sevi, can you beat 8 minutes? Fuck, I don't know. Beauty and Brains, LLC, $200. Sevon, thanks for entertaining me. Lisa Gall, Wheelwad, Media PR. Oh, hey. Lisa, hey. Hey, man, you are the easiest person we've ever worked with getting outside media to help with yesterday's show. And I apologize. We were such a shit show asking you for stuff up until the last minute with videos and write-ups, and I lost the email. And so I really appreciate the value you added to the show. Your promo video, that 229 video we showed yesterday, is awesome. It was great. All the information you gave me about the people who provide equipment for the adaptive games, the location, San Antonio, Texas. I even remember the dates, and I have a horrible memory. September 19th to the 22nd. If you want to see Tim Murray defend his title. Jody Lynn, what's up, girl? I feel like I'm having a deja vu. Let's go, John. I'm incredible, right? Incredible. Any minute. Yeah. Hey, thanks for being such a great support. Easy. It's easy. It's so easy. We have guests like Tim. I feel like I don't know. I always wanted this show to be like Sesame Street, where it's just like characters coming and going, and there's people like we look forward to. And do you remember Mr. Rogers when the train would come out? That was like my favorite part. And so when I think of the podcast family, I think of Tim Murray as being part of that. You know what I mean? Maybe he's Big Bird or Snuffleupagus, but I just view everyone as, there's the Cookie Monster. I just wanted the show to be like, I wanted the CrossFit podcast to be like that. I just wanted to be a show. And on top of that, Lisa, you know what else was cool? And it's always kind of a test. A few times on the show, I've just cold called Kevin Ogar, the director of the CrossFit Games Adaptive Division, and told him we're live, and he's just rolled with it. And so when you do that to someone, you're either breaking trust or building trust. And I just saw it was building trust, and so it was cool. That's why I know Laura Horvat likes me. She answered her phone and passed it off to her brother. Might have to call Laura today. For the senior analyst, good on John for putting it on the line. Listen, guys. This show needs money too to keep the lights on. John ain't getting shit. Well, I'm going to send him that $500. And he made $1,500. So there's that. Taylor's Oscar. Yeah, Oscar the Grouch. Great. You know what I think happened? I think that Brooke Ence, I think she's in a different time zone. And so I think that she thinks the show, I'm going to look at her text messages. Brooke, we'll see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I think she's, y'all good for a hard stop at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yes, and thank you. I know you're not supposed to read people's text messages. Oh, maybe she did know it was PST. I don't know. I could call Laura in the meantime. Yesterday during the show, CA Peptide said they'll pay $5,000 to the winner of the quarterfinals. That's kind of crazy, right? So that means Dallin will be winning $5,000 next Thursday or Friday or Saturday, whenever those days are, whenever that ends. I'm not sure how I'm not sure how we're going to do the prize money. I got to have someone figure that out. That's too stressful for me. That's above my pay grade. John George, $10. This is for the show and the ridiculous good stuff you were providing us. What a great show last night, a couple weeks ago, and coming next week. Appreciate all your contributors. Yeah. The thing with the comment that's kind of funny about they're just giving money to no-name CrossFitters. The fact is that it wouldn't, I don't want to pick any names, but just pick some famous CrossFitter, and it just wouldn't be fun to watch. And we might get 10 times the amount of views, but it just, this show has its own narrative, and the people who are doing the burpees fit into the narrative. Like Tim Murray's been on the show a couple times. There was that funny drama with Mikey Swoosh. It just makes it good. And then the fact that Colton did it, and he gets taunted, for being a short stature person, and then Jake's in there with the training think tank fun drama and bits, and it just had to unfold this way. No one could, it had to be fucking Tim Murray. And it's as Ken Walter says, it's something different. The show is something different. We're not trying to do something different. It's just, it wouldn't make sense to as much as I'd love to see Scott Panchek do it, it just wouldn't make sense to have him come in and do it. So, what's up, Scott? Good morning to you, buddy. How do you become a big name? Do shit like this. Think bigger, people. I really want to keep the energy of, I want it to be, I want to keep the energy of the show in the energy of the show. And so I want it to be sort of a feedback loop and a give and take, right? So the people who have helped me with the show, I help them with the show, and then we build characters, and there's this back and forth, and that's what we do. God, that would be wild. Me against Sporty Beth. Oh my God. I so don't want to do it, but I would so do it. 100 burpees for time. That would be fucking crazy. I kind of hope I'd lose, but I would go hard. I would hope I could do it without stopping. Man. So many people text me, can I get 1,000? No, you don't get it. It doesn't work like that. Here's the thing too. John didn't do it for the money. Oh, fuck no, I'm not calling her out. Are you kidding me? Why would I do that? Tomorrow morning, James Townsend's coming on. He ran in some he'll tell us, but I can't remember. But basically, he ran for a national title in his age group to be the fastest man. I think I want to say it's in the 40 or the 100. But he'll be on tomorrow. We talked about him last time he was on. I'm really curious what happened, how it was, what the scene was like. Did he like it? Did he see old friends? All that shit. James is cool. He'll have some fun stuff. And then after that, after James is on, Darian Weeks, former UFC welterweight, will come on. Darian's been on the show a shitload of times. And we're going to just talk about UFC 300. And I know it's not going to be a popular topic for a lot of you, but I'm so excited. If you are a fight fan, you probably are beside yourself, and you can't believe Saturday is a reality. Oh, Clydesdale Media, Scott Schweitzer, 60-meter indoor track. Okay, yeah. So he ran against a handful of other guys to try to set the world record and be the fastest man. I don't know if it's United States or world at that age. Yeah, UFC. Look at, even David and I agree on this. UFC people who are complaining about the card, or you have to. You're either not a fight fan or you're a moron. It's nuts. It is absolutely nuts. And so it'll be fun to have Darian on here. It'll be impossible to finish the show in 45 minutes with him, but we'll try. Frank Curto, your show is CrossFit, never change. Oh, good. God damn it. I mean, shucks, Doug, cheese and crackers. I don't want it to be CrossFit. I want it to be Sesame Street. Weren't you listening? I just happen to have access. It just so happens that the cast of Sesame Street does CrossFit. That's the just like the cast of Sesame Street all lived on Sesame Street. The cast of characters in this podcast all live on CrossFit Street. But this is not a CrossFit show. Sevi, looks like your podcast with Jason Klepa came out today. Let's see. I was you won't hear me say this phrase a lot, but before I went on, I was like, man, I wonder if I should be unapologetic when I'm on the show, and I decided that I would be. Let me see. It's in chunks. Can you watch the whole thing, or is it just in chunks? I don't see it. Let me see what's going on here. Here it is. Home births and perfect kids with Sevan Matosian. That dude, I can't remember his name. Brendan? Fuck, what's that guy's name? That was a cool dude. They were both great. That guy's got a kid, that guy that's on here with Jason. Let me see if it says his name in the show notes. Oh, Gabe. What did I say? This is a cool podcast. I came out hot and very opinionated. Very uncharacteristic of me. All right, cool. That's awesome. I was glad I did that podcast. I hate doing other people's podcasts. I always feel fake on them. Thanks, Lisa. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, Gabe. Brendan. No, Gabe. It's Gabe. It kicked off with a Matuthian origin story. All right, cool. Sevi, did you hear that Cheeto had his house robbed when he was fighting? I know, crazy, right? Crazy. Wild. Oh, shit, hold on. Okay. Yeah, no. Brooke is coming on. Sounds good. Low stress. I bet you she's just been sitting around eating cookies. It's on what's it say? It's on Apple Podcast in full. Okay. And it's also on YouTube. I finally saw it. Maybe I should put in a breath mint before oh shit, I don't have any Listerine strips up here. I guess not. Tyler, you save these rocks and go buy yourself a spaceship. Okay, I don't know what that means, but I'll do my best. Final tally for Tim recounted and additional money donated in comments, $1,195. Just so you know, Tim has already been paid. He will not be paid any more money. Any money further from here on out, I will keep. Tim received $3,500. I'm not keeping the money because I'm greedy or I want the money. I'm just not interested in thinking about it anymore. And the benefits of that is that I will make that means I made $195. Thank you. I apologize for misleading you guys. But you've learned to please accept me for who I am. And that's just the way it is. Yeah, John did the burpees, Caroline. I don't want to tell you what happened, but it was crazy. Crazy impressive. If Caleb or Souza was here, I would have done a poll if anyone thought he could do it. What did we do a poll yesterday for 4:45 or for 5 minutes? Because most people didn't think he could do it. I wonder what the time was for that poll. Does anyone remember? Because I think it ended up being like 70-30. 70% of the people on last night's show didn't think he could do it. Oh, good job, Chris, ruining the show for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. Great. Oh, it was sub 5. Yes, Sevan steals money from World's Fittest Dwarf. Yeah, it's a great title for a Reddit thread. He said he was going to give all the money. Listen, what am I going to do? Tell Sarah to Venmo him more money? No, listen. Everyone is happy. Oh shit! I'm getting a text. Oh shit! Tim Murray's filed a lawsuit against me for misleading him. He thought he was going to get every last cent. Fuck. Is there fluoride in the Listerine strips? I don't know. I hope there's vodka in it. Yeah, that was incredible. Okay, so 70% of us didn't, and I would fall into that camp, did not think John could do sub 5. And he killed it. Yeah, Judy, rework the books, please. Make it exactly $1,000, please. You and Augustus get together. And as you know, YouTube takes 30%, and I didn't take that out. We gave him that money because we're good dudes.
I made it.
What did you make, Brooke? What did you make?
Well, first of all, I got up. I'm so jet lagged.
Tell me.
So, and I'm everything here right now because I just got back from Thailand is an absolute mess.
What were you doing in Thailand?
I've hit it all.
What time did you go to bed? I want to hear all the juicy details. Tell me
boy.
about why you don't look tired. You don't have any bags under your eyes.
You're so nice.
Thank
because
you.
I saw myself in the camera and I was like, well, here we go.
Okay, let's start with easy questions. Where are you?
I'm in St. George, Utah.
And what time is it there?
It is 8 a.m.
And yesterday at this time, you were in Thailand?
No, I got home Monday night. So is today Thursday? Yeah.
I
got home Monday night at like 11 p.m. But I started traveling home because they are 14 hours ahead of mountain time. So I started traveling home. Oh boy. It would have been Monday there, Sunday here.
Oh, so you're just all screwed up.
Yeah.
You just haven't. Did you stay up all night when you came home at 11?
No.
You don't even know what you did.
I crashed because I had been traveling for 26 or more hours.
Did you have a good seat on the plane? Did you fly first class?
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely had
nice.
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah, say it.
And it's not because I'm like, oh, I only fly business class. No. But I have learned a long time ago, actually more so when I was competing.
Yeah.
If I can't afford to fly business class when I go international, I ain't going.
Yeah.
Like I'll wait. I'll save money for it.
Yeah.
So I can do it because it was excruciating actually the time I did. So much pain in my back, in my hips, in my knees, just sitting for that long and not being able to lay down flat. But it wasn't on my dime. So I didn't have to pay for this seat.
That's the best first class. That's the best first class. Yes. I mean, it is kind of fucked up when you're like, that seat was $300 and my seat was $9,000. I mean, sometimes the price difference is ridiculous, but when it's someone else's money, but I'm in the same boat with you. I am not fucking flying far. Unless in the only way really I will ever fly coach is if every fucking seat on the plane is coach, and then I want to sit like up in the front, and it better be someone I know sitting next to me. I don't want.
So you can get off fast.
Yeah, or just anything. I just don't want to see other people. I go to airports and I fucking start hating humanity. It brings out the worst in me.
It is true. It's like a good practice for me where I'm like checking the thoughts that go through my head as I encounter all the different types of people at the airport.
Yeah.
I calm down. All right, Brooke, calm down. You're stressing out because first thought is this, like, oh my gosh, we're going to start this out and everyone's gonna be like, she's such an asshole. I'm not an asshole.
It's okay. You're in St. George. You can be anyone you want now that you're in Utah.
I just feel like at some point in your life, everybody, you're going to encounter people that I like to call in the way. They're in the way people. And if I'm going to learn something from my own thought, then that would also be that maybe they're in the way because you're in a hurry, you know?
Yeah.
But in the moment, I'm like, oh man, whoa, overwhelmed, a little bit anxious. I got to find an area where there's not tons and tons of people where I can calm myself down. Plus, travel is stressful. It is stressful.
You get to the airport early. I like to get there 2 hours early, no matter what, so I can just sit down and just not give a shit.
I definitely try to. Flying out of St. George, you've got two options. International, you got to go to Vegas. So it's a 2 hour drive, 1 hour time difference. So you get down there when you can, or when the fastest you can get there. Plus, then the whole road from southern Utah into Nevada is like, and I'm sure this is everywhere. Everywhere I've traveled, road construction is out of hand. It's everywhere. We're fixing roads, yet I feel like the roads still continue to be shitty.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure when we're going to see the fruit of that. But yeah, the travel to Thailand this time it's almost like it screwed me up even more because it was so short. I was only there for 4 days.
What were you doing there?
We needed to do a reshoot for this independent movie that I did. And we got rained out when I was there in the fall. And so we couldn't shoot this one big scene. It's like the opening scene. It's a flashback scene. And then they use that throughout the film. It's like the cornerstone of the story, I guess, like the base of the story. And flew back out there, did the scene, flew home.
And when you say independent film, what's that mean? Because they obviously have a budget big enough to go back to Thailand and reshoot something. So
yeah, I mean,
someone believes in the film, right?
Yeah, and costs of things out in like Thailand, everyone knows, they are more affordable. You can stretch a dollar a little bit further, but the biggest cost would be flight and then how long people need to stay there for. I think most of the people working on the film are not from the US. So a little bit easier on flights, like to come in, get their stuff shot and then leave. But I was there for longer than I was supposed to be there for. I was there September, October, and most of November.
Wow.
And I was supposed to leave in early August, and then it got delayed. So I got out there September, October, most of November. Got home right before Thanksgiving.
What was the first? When did you start getting into acting? What was the first movie you did?
Wonder Woman.
What year was that?
2006.
Holy crap! I can't believe it was that long ago.
Sorry, not 2006. My lord, 2016.
Oh, 2016. Okay. I mean, that's still a long time ago. Okay, good. I feel better. I was like, wow.
2016. I'm sure you can see how this is gonna go.
And have you been steady with that for 8 years?
No.
What happens? How do you get gigs?
I got a phone call. For that movie, I literally got a phone call like a week before the games in 2015. And I thought it was bullshit.
Like someone fucking with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a friend that's like was more in the acting scene in LA, but she did Madeline.
Oh yeah, yeah. I heard she had a kid. She got a kid now, right?
I have no idea, man.
Oh, okay.
I'm so far removed.
Okay.
My life is crazy, like everyone's, I'm sure, and it takes all the focus I have just to like get through all the shit.
You're a farmer now.
Oh yeah, rancher.
Okay, we'll come back to that. Okay, so you get a call that's a real call.
Yeah,
Hey.
well, Maddie, I was actually at the gym, and she's like, "Hey, Warner Brothers is trying to get a hold of you," and I was like, "Yeah, right." She's like, "No, they are," and I was like, "Well, I'm telling you right now that if I had a missed call, a voicemail, a text message, or an email, I would have responded." And turns out they were. And the day we checked in for the CrossFit Games, I did all of my check-in interview, like camera stuff, and then in full kit, drove as fast as I could to Warner Brothers Studios. Couldn't find the building, was like parked and running through the parking lot, and then read for a movie that I didn't know what it was, and found out later that it was Wonder Woman, but it was actually Zack Snyder wanted me for the Justice League, and then through that they wanted me in both. So there was only a few of us that were in both Amazons. Actually, not even a few. I think 2.
Do you have an agent?
No.
Did you have an agent?
No.
So how is that? Do you prefer not having an agent?
I looked into it for a while because after Wonder Woman, well, even when I was out there, everyone was like, you gotta get into this. And I'm like, well, how? And like in my whole life was competing, and never had an agent. I got a manager for a while, and that was kind of a waste of time. I do have somebody that actually brought this project to me, who has been a huge advocate and believer in me since CrossFit. And he's been following me for a long time. And he produces, he manages, and yeah, so he's kind of like an acting manager, but it's not in contract. It's more so he's a really good friend and wants, when there's something that he thinks I would be really good in, he brings it to me and we see if it works out.
Are you enjoying it? Did you enjoy those 3 months in Thailand? Did you enjoy the work? Or are you like, yeah, this is my thing, I'm passionate about it?
I did enjoy it, but man, was it so hard and just frustrating. But I think it's because it's not what I do. So same as when I was competing, like I wanted to do well for myself, but way more than like doing well for myself. It was for my coaches.
Mm.
It's never been about me. It's always been about making somebody else proud, especially people who have put in time with me. And so out there, it was difficult because I never knew if I was doing a good job.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
And like the first big stunt that I had to do.
You wanted some Atta girls.
Not even that, more so like a reassurance that like, in Wonder Woman, we ended up not having any lines. Like the Amazons, we did we had a dialect coach and we did some work there, and they actually cut tons of stuff that we shot for the cast Amazons. And so I've never had a lot of lines. And this was a supporting lead, a lot of lines.
The one in Thailand.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I can't wait.
I know my nephews, right before I left, my little nephew, he was like, hey, what's the name of the movie? It's called Affinity. And they're looking at it being finished. They're editing it now, but by December. And then there are a couple different companies that are looking at purchasing it. And I'm not concerning myself with any of that. So it will either be purchased by something big that will take, all the rights, or they'll sell it to continents and do it that way. Fly.
Yeah, the movie industry is a trip right now with Amazon and Netflix and hotel rooms, and it's fucking crazy. There could be a blockbuster that never makes it to the theater and just is in hotel rooms and makes a shitload of money but never made it to the theaters. That landscape has changed so much in the last 20 years.
Yeah, and I'm convinced that like one person owns all those platforms, and every time a new show comes out or a new season, and they'll give you like one episode on Amazon, and they'll be like, all right, now watch the rest on Stars or watch the rest on this new other platform that's brand new. And of course I want to watch it. So I'm like, well, shit. So I put in my info, I pay for it. And then more times than not, what they're wanting to happen 100% works. You forget you're paying like $6.99 a month.
Right.
And you only watched that, that one season of Yellowstone or whatever else it is that you wanted to see. But I just wanted to do a good job. Like I wanted them to be happy that they wanted me to do it, and supposedly I did. And I definitely got better as I got more comfortable with how it works. Because it's not just, it's also being aware of where the cameras are. It's being aware of like what they're seeing and how I would need to like cheat my body one way, so there's a lot of things I had never done. It's like, has nothing to do with CrossFit.
So you go there, you get this part. It's the biggest part you've had in a movie, right?
Oh yeah, by far.
And you want to do well, and you want to make the people happy. Like they've taken time and invested into you and given you energy and chosen you. And so you were like, okay, this is totally healthy, by the way. Everything I'm hearing is like, this is the way all human beings should be. You want to perform up to their expectations.
Yeah.
But there wasn't the feedback loop that you were used to getting. And so you get, wow, awesome. Wow.
The first month I was there, my assistant partner, her name's Devin. She's the greatest. She's been working with me since.
Like partner, like girlfriend partner?
No.
No. Okay. Okay.
I'm very straight for everyone who's like, I think she is a lesbian. No, I'm very straight. No, my like just best friend, and she's been working with me for a very long time now, ride or die. And she was there for the first month with me.
That's
And
nice.
so that helped because I could really communicate all of those feelings to her. And so she helped me by reassuring me, or, you know, she was watching the whole thing. But that second month when she was gone, I was like, all right, Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah.
Do the best I can. And that's literally all I can do. But my nephew had asked what the movie was called. And I said, Deegan. I stopped him. I have the coolest nieces and nephews. I said, just so you know, when it comes out, we're watching it together. So if I'm kind of shitty, we can laugh at me together. But if you watch it with your friends, I'm the best thing that's ever happened. All right. I'm the best thing in the movie. And he's like, got it. I'm like, sweet.
Brooke, how did you end up in St. George? I mean, I know you're originally from there, but how did you end up back there? Because you were a California girl for a long time.
Yes. Well, during COVID in California, which was an absolute nightmare, I drove home finally for a visit, got home, and I'm like, what am I doing out there? And that's when I had really decided, because I had planned on it right before COVID hit. I had lived away from home for so long. And majority of the time I lived away from home, I couldn't afford to come home very often. So it was like twice a year that I come home for Christmas and then in the summer. And I had missed, I'm the youngest of 4. All my siblings have kids. My family is very close. And I had decided, okay, I'm divorced. My life, is kind of in shambles. And now we've got COVID. I'm going to split my time in Utah and here. And that was the plan. And then it was turning into actually Montana and St. George. But
did you chase a boy up there? Was there a boy up there?
No, my friend Dana.
Oh.
And we were starting to work on a project together. But in a matter of one phone call, I had just moved into a house I had bought, and
in St. George?
No, in Santa Cruz.
Oh shit.
I had only been living there for about a month, and just a matter of one phone call, some business things changed for me, and I was actually on my way. My best friend Gina was driving me to the airport. I was on my way out of town for work. I was going to be gone traveling for about 2.5 months. And I just called my real estate agent. I was like, can you sell my house?
After a month.
Mm-hmm.
What year was this? Had COVID started?
It was post-COVID. It was 2021, the summer of, or like July, August of 2021.
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah, I had bought it earlier.
That's stressful as shit, Brooke. You're stressing me out.
Oh, tell me about it. But she said yes, and it just was the quickest way to solve a problem for me. Like, because as you know, cost of living and homes to buy in Santa Cruz, not cheap.
Right.
So it just was the easiest way for me to solve a problem, and it wasn't the end of the world. And the reality is my work is everywhere. I didn't do work. I didn't have to show up to work in Santa Cruz. I had just lived there for so long. I had like a tight-knit friend group that became family group. And so it's like, really, should I even be spending this amount of money to live here when I don't need to be here? I can be home. I can be literally anywhere else. So
you had a good group of people there too, right? It's the people
Mm-hmm.
that I'm familiar with, like people, the West Fitness group, right?
Yeah, and then that kind
those
of
are really good
over years.
It did, yeah. There's some really great people over there.
Mm-hmm.
The owner's just a fucking the coolest dude ever.
Daniel.
Danny J or Dan J. Yeah,
Daniel J.
My mom's over there. She fucking loves that place.
Yeah, he is the most charismatic, loving, energetic. Holy cow! I mean, that guy. If we could bottle his energy,
he's kind of unflinchable. I put him through the ringer a few times, and he's unflinchable. You're right.
He is.
He stayed just loving the whole time.
Man, he is one of the most interesting people, and he's absolutely shameless. And we've always told him, he tells stories about his childhood.
Yeah.
We're like, dude, this needs to be a TV series. Like his childhood and growing up, his Persian mother and just all of the stories, this needs to be a TV series. But he just says, he just got embarrassed so much growing up. Like there is nothing that can shake him. like literally nothing.
Yeah, he's solid. So sorry, I derailed you. So you had
No,
that
that's all right.
you had that crew, but you sold the house, and you're hey, did St. George do COVID? I mean, Santa Cruz did it, like embraced it, loved it. Did
Yeah.
you guys do it over there or no?
Very mildly.
Oh, good, nice.
Yeah, mildly. And like only like really for like the first so many months. The one thing that they did longer was having kids out of school, and people were having, I mean, everywhere. I don't, we could have differing opinions. It's totally fine. But all of the parents were like, this is, I mean, it was worse. It was worse for the kids to not go to school. Right. I mean,
Horrible for the kids.
it
Horrible.
was hands down the worst decision this country ever made and stuck with and forced.
So you sell your house, and then St. George's home. Do you move back in with your parents?
Oh yeah, I live here now. Actually, it's so funny. People are like, "Oh, you live with your parents." It's like, well, why? I had planned like, well, do I buy a house? Do I build a house? My dad was a builder. He's retired, but my family owns homes. It's really, really big here, built Southern Utah. And it just didn't make any sense. Like, what am I going to do? Go home by myself every night? Just be by myself every day? Plus my parents, we've got a pretty big house. I have the whole upstairs, and we have the ranch, which is an hour away.
Yeah, I don't think people. You're not living in a 2-bedroom apartment with on the 30th floor in New York City. I don't think people probably understand. I think you're being very humble. I don't think people understand. It's more Yellowstone than
Oh yes, it is.
Three's Company.
Yes.
Hey, that's really cool, by the way. And you can reach a certain age where you don't have to say you live with your parents. You get to start saying they live with you. You just turn the sentence around. So when I was 34 years old and living home with my mom, I'm like, hey, Mom, how about we flip the script a little bit?
Can I just tell people that you live with me?
You live with me. Yeah. You live. I'm taking care of the old people.
Man, anyone meets my parents though, and they immediately would probably just want to hang out with my parents over me.
Good.
My parents are very cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you're very familial, like you're enjoying it. You wouldn't have it any other way. Like you're not at home being held hostage, or you're like, this is you. You belong there.
Oh yeah. And there's been plenty of signs as I've been home, like, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be right now. And for family reasons, for my nieces, and the biggest reason, like obviously, okay, 2 biggest reasons. I wanted to split my time back home. I had missed out on all the years of my nieces and nephews growing up. I mean, because my brother, he had kids first, and then my sister had kids, but I lived in Salt Lake for school. So I lived away from home when they were really little. And then I moved way further, and I only came home twice a year. So a lot of my nieces and nephews, like they knew me, but they didn't know me. And I really wanted to be able to have a positive impact on them growing up and be somebody that they could depend on. Like when I was growing up, I had certain aunts and uncles that were, I mean, they are some of my most favorite memories from when I was little. And then other than that, my biggest fear since I was really small was my parents getting old and dying. Like when I can't remember how old I was, but the second I recognized that every time I had a birthday and I got a year older, well, my parents got a year older, and then one day my parents would look like my grandparents, and then one day my grandparents were not going to be with us anymore, and that meant one day my parents weren't going to be with us anymore. And that sort of fear really, really ruled my life for a long time. And so as an adult, I just felt like, you know what, this is a blessing in disguise to be like, things changed for me. One thing changed for me business-wise to be back home, because now because all of it really doesn't matter, and the stuff that does matter has nothing to do with money, has nothing to do with your job. And so being home was for sure a blessing in disguise. It's exactly where I'm supposed to be. Now, am I supposed to be here forever? Well, I'm definitely going to live here forever. Now, if I have a home somewhere else, and I do travel, I am on the go for things, but St. George, Utah. And if you're hearing this, don't move here.
Too many
There's
people
too many-
already?
Oh my gosh,
wow.
it's been this way almost my whole life. It's the fastest growing city in the US.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can remember going there, I don't know when, 2005 or 6 for a film festival, and it was exploding.
Mm-hmm.
Like just everywhere we looked, there was just fucking homes being built. But it was still pretty small, but it looked like it was just exploding.
Oh, if
like,
you come here right now, since you were here back then, it
yeah,
doesn't even, especially one side of town. Because on my side of town, it's not growing as fast, and it does butt up against like Indian reservation. So for me, I'm like, that's a saving grace. I'm like, you can only build so far,
right?
But the views are what you come here for, and then the outdoor activities. You know, Zion National Park, a lot of hiking, tons of mountain biking. Red Bull Rampage is out here. All the stuff like that, lakes, boating. I prefer fresh water over salt water. I do love the ocean, but I would much rather be on Lake Powell.
Mm.
Yeah, there are lots and lots of people moving here. And it's fine, like come. But what I hate about it is, this is probably happening in a lot of cities, is you're just getting a bunch of second homes, condos, like buildings. And
really, people are buying
I
second
hate
homes in St. George? People are buying second homes there? Oh, interesting. Like as a vacation spot because it's close to Zion?
Think about all the people from California. It's been like all those they're way more expensive. They're selling their homes there. They're coming here, paying cash, building a monstrous house.
Right.
And then usually not being there all the time.
Hey, would you say you're ambitious, Brooke?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. and you exude that. It's interesting because I think like you said, on one hand, it doesn't matter, but you're ambitious. And I was getting this vibe from you that in Thailand, was there too much downtime there for you?
The second month, there was way too much downtime. I filled that with Muay Thai.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Is that your first time doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Good on you. And did you fall in love with it?
I did fall in love with it.
What's the scene like there? How did they embrace you? What was that like? Are you good at it? Did you flow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The language barrier made certain things tough, but I will tell you the first time I went. So in the hotel I was staying at, it was like a suites. It was a really nice hotel, but in your room, because I was there.
Sorry, 1 second. For those of you who don't know, Muay Thai is a martial art there in Thailand. And so many fighters go back and forth to Thailand to train it. Like the best fighters in the world are in and out of these places over there in Thailand. It's a hotbed for world-class fighters. So sorry, go ahead.
While I was there too, I met a lot of guys that came in that could tell just from looking at me that I probably spoke English, would come up and chat with me that were just in for fight camp or just in for a period of time to train. But I went to the gym and I'd go there every day down in the hotel. And I'm like, you know what? I'd been wanting to do Muay Thai. I'd been wanting to do something like that. And I asked the guy in the gym, and to his best ability, he told me where to go, which is like within the top, I want to say top 2, but it's probably, let's say top 5 of Muay Thai gyms.
What was the name of it?
PK Senchai.
Okay.
And he gave me the address. I tried to look it up online because I was like, okay, well, I don't know what's the structure? Is it a class? Do I have to schedule ahead of time? Like, I had no idea. I finally found a Facebook page, and it kind of described that there was 2 options for pay. You would pay a certain amount and you could be there all day, or you could do it for like 4 hours. And so I left the gym that I was in, I called a Go Bike, so a scooter guy, and showed up to this gym.
It's actually a moped and you get on the back?
Oh, yeah.
You sit sideways or you hold them?
Well, I hold them.
You hold them, yeah.
Some people do. Locals sit sideways.
Sit sideways, yeah.
Yeah, and the scooters are crazy out there. But I roll up to this gym, and it's down this little, all the roads are pretty small, like almost like an alleyway. This big giant building. It is dirty. It is, old and open air.
Yeah.
Got all these like bars on the windows. And I'm thinking, like, I'm nervous to go in there. And I'd been learning some Thai, but I don't speak Thai. And as I walk in, there's people, guys everywhere. They're outside, some coming in, some are running up and down the street, warming up. And inside they had, I think, like 6 octagon
Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they had a bunch of old gym equipment, barbells, squat racks, and benches.
And then shit that's beat to hell because of the weather too,
gosh.
right? Yeah.
So, oh yeah.
Thousands of guys in and out, and then also the weather just corroding everything. Yeah.
And I go in, and there's this little old woman sitting at a table, like a cardstock table. And I'm trying to, find out how much I pay, and I have no idea how it works in there.
And you need a coach, right? You need a coach.
Yes, and there's multiple trainers that are in each ring and out and about. No one speaks fluent English. Just, words here and there. But I pay. I'm like, where do I go? I put my stuff down, and then, the one girl walks me over, get me some mitts and some wraps. And then finally they paired me up with this one trainer. I cannot remember his name. I probably wouldn't even be able to pronounce it. And I saw the same trainers every time I went. So after this first time going, then when I would show up there, they knew me and I would come in. But a lot of it was, I would watch him, and this is fantastic. Was
it one-on-one, Brooke? Was it one-on-one?
Yeah.
So you pay, and they hook you up with the guy, and you keep going into that story. I want to hear about your first session. Was it just weird as shit, like awkward?
It was super weird. It's one-on-one, but it's in like rounds, and you'll rotate through.
So, okay.
Yeah, like you'll go from, you'll be working mostly like hitting mitts, and then you're going to be kicking.
Were you just a goofball? Were you just a goofball in the beginning? You're just like looking at other people and be like, I guess that's how I do it.
I was just watching my trainer. So that's what I was going to say. My dance background has helped me so much in almost everything I've ever done, especially physicality wise, because I could gauge what he was doing based on what his body was doing. Okay. And the hardest thing for me to get was kicking. Just the nuances of, your standing leg coming to your toe, but you're not standing up all the way, rotating through the leg you're kicking with is supposed to be it's internally rotated. It's more from force. A lot of things like that, but hitting mitts, I was very good. And I did really enjoy that. And it beat the shit out of me.
Did you get injured at all from it?
I didn't get injured, but I did post on Instagram. I've got some pictures that I took back at my flat of the bruises down my legs were actually insane.
Did you ever think about moving to Thailand, staying there?
No.
Did you do any sparring?
No, I didn't do any sparring. I mean, you basically sparred with your trainer, and they'd put on all their pads. But once I went the first time, then when I went back, then I learned what they expect of you from the moment you get there. So from the moment you get there, you got to get on the treadmill and you run for an hour.
Wow.
Yeah. Like anywhere from like 30 minutes to an hour, you'd be on there just doing your cardio.
Yeah.
And then you would start. So I would get there, I get on the treadmill, put my headphones in, and I'd run. And you sweat an absurd amount, by the way. I mean, constantly from the moment you walk outside of an air conditioned.
You're warm as soon as you start. Like you don't need to run for an hour.
And then I would hit mitts. And then I'd go from there over into Muay Thai. And get up in the ring and wrap my hands. And yeah, I had bruised, swollen knuckles.
What do you mean? Sorry, I guess I don't know that part of it. So hitting mitts and then you do Muay Thai, meaning is that sparring?
Basically sparring with your trainer. So then you're getting into kicks.
Yeah.
And more, physical things like that.
And he's got all the pads on.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever get punched in the face a little bit? Made your eyes water? Did you ever get hit in the nose?
No, I didn't get hit in the face.
Do you tell them, hey, I'm here as an actress. You can't fuck me up. I can't go home. I can't get a black eye.
I didn't even have to say that. I think that, it was my first time doing it and I caught on really fast.
Yeah.
But they were gentle with me, but also, sometimes some of the trainers, a couple of them were less patient than the other ones. And there were certain ones that it's so funny. Like I'd get in the ring with one trainer, someone who I don't work with all the time. And like there were certain trainers like that I was theirs.
Oh.
Yeah. And then they would move me to a different spot to
That's
actually
cool.
go be with a different trainer.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Show someone cares.
It was a lot of fun. I was super bruised and so sore, which was great and also not great, but I would have rather experienced that than not. Like if I'm there, like for me, even home, and even when I was competing, I got my shit done in the gym. Here's the stuff you got to do every day. I got in there, got it done. But if I have an opportunity to do fitness outside, to go and haul hay, yesterday I dug a trench and had to get through tons of roots up at the ranch. I would much rather do that than go to the gym. I would much rather go to Muay Thai than go to the gym and just do, my typical training.
Right.
So it was more fun for me. Plus it got me outside and I wasn't spending so much time by myself and just reading and doing things like that.
ESC sounds. Imagine being in a Muay Thai class and Brooke Ence rocks up. Did you make any friends there, Brooke?
I did.
You
did?
did?
Yeah.
Americans or
Thai.
Thai?
Yep.
And were there other females in the Muay Thai gym?
Yeah, sometimes in the evening there was a couple. And
would they be professional fighters or just regular Joes?
One of them, she had been training for fights. And then the other ones, lots of regular Joes that came in, and that's what they did for their fitness.
Did you kick the trees?
A little bit.
Like you see in the movies?
Oh, no. But I did hear about that there used to be, they have a gym up in Chiang Mai too, but their gym used to be a place that was kind of like out in the trees, and you would have to walk basically a trail to get up there, like very much movie-esque. And I don't think that they had that facility anymore. But
tell me about this this app that I see that's in your Instagram feed most recently, and these cowboys that you're hanging out with, and what's going on? Are you getting to the like meat business, or have you been in the meat business?
In it.
So
I will just say, so my family has raised steers my whole life. We have horses. We've always grown up that way.
So you grew up around cow. Is steers mean cows?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Santa Cruz boy here.
Yeah. So not heifers. Those are females.
Okay.
And steers, the younger, those are the ones that if you're eating a hamburger, it was a steer.
Does that mean it's a boy?
And it's not a bull. They're not using them to procreate.
So I didn't even know that. So a steer its balls are gone. It's a boy with no balls.
Pretty sure.
But it doesn't mean he's young. It still could be an older. It still grows up. It's not like veal. Veal is like a baby, right?
Yeah. No, it's not veal.
Okay, good. Shit, I'm learning stuff. All right, here we go.
Actually, let me open this up so I can make sure I have. I'm about to come to my doctor's appointment.
Look, steers are hyroxers. Yeah, that makes sense. Got it. Nice, Jake. Good. That's good.
Yeah. Thanks, Jake. As soon as this will load. Okay, so back 2020, maybe. 2021. 2020. I don't freaking know. My years blend together. AJ Richards, a friend of mine and native to Southern Utah, and his family on his dad's side are Bundys. So big family name, just like mine out here, that settled the area, like the first people that ever came to Southern Utah. He had come to me. He had been selling beef for his cousin for a long time because the Bundys are big cattle ranchers. And he set a meeting with me, and we wanted to talk. He wanted to talk to me about like, how can we create consistent income and more opportunity for the people in our area, you know, for the community here and for the ranchers, because that's, I mean, our family and the nostalgia and the history of our families is building the city, feeding the city, doing a lot of things like that. And so we had started talking about, you know, he wanted to see if I was interested in creating a company with him where the first thought would be that we would bring them together and then land big contracts for beef that could be consistent contracts for consistent buying to help negate the sort of fluctuation that happens at the auction house that happens, you know, the cost of beef goes up and down and up and down. And it's not because of the producer. It's not because of the beef. It's because the middleman that's, over pricing people. So they are barely making anything by the time they butcher, and especially if they have to ship or if they have to truck, you know. So it's
so the
farmers
person
and
who takes it from
ranchers,
you to the store is somehow taking a grab that makes it so the person at the storefront can't make a good living.
and then you have like the cost of like processing fees will go up.
Okay.
Then you'll have, if they're raising and then going to auction and selling them there, then the cost is super volatile at an auction house too.
Right.
And so we started working there. That morphed into Regenerative Pastures, which was the company bought a processing facility in Cody, Wyoming. AJ lives there now. He moved there. He ran the processing facility, and it was, you know, a direct consumer. People could buy online through us. And then that morphed into what we really wanted to do, which is we have launched now our online. It's a platform. It's a marketplace. And the goal is our main goal is to help decentralize our food supply and create a parallel market where our producers can actually earn what they are worth and earn consistent money by cutting out the middleman. And the biggest way to do that is to get people to eat regionally and locally, know their producer, and not be going to a grocery store to get their beef. Plus, if I couldn't name off the four main companies unless AJ sent these to me, but there are the big four in the US. So this is it's not a free market. There are four companies that own the entire beef market, and our country is exporting beef and importing, which we don't need to do. We don't need to import beef. We are more than capable of just feeding our country and taking care of the people here. And I couldn't tell you why they do what they do, but JBS, Cargill, Tyson, regardless, JBS is Brazilian owned. The people who own that company actually went to prison for the shit that they've done out in Brazil, killed a lot of people and done whatever else they do. And currently they are trying to go public I think this is like the second attempt to do that. And so there's a huge movement in the agriculture and just the rural space of people in this industry that are really, trying to come together to not let that happen. A lot of bad things could happen there. They're trying to, do a lot of regulation. There's always more regulation, more fees people have to pay, which is all complete bullshit. And it takes away from the producer. And we are losing producers by the thousands every year. And when they're gone, they're gone. So like generational ranches, when they're gone, they're gone.
I want to give an example of that, Brooke, and you're probably going to do a better job than me, but like, I think like in Texas, I can grow a cow on my property, slaughter it, and sell the meat to my neighbors. And I think in California, you're not allowed to do that, right? In California, you would have to give it away or something, or it has to be someone who's like adjacent to your land. But that's what you mean by regulations. There's regulations that are put in place that don't make sense, but keep the powers that be that have these massive fucking foreign farms able to control it. So someone like me or you can't just raise 5 cows on our property and start selling them to our neighbors, right?
Well, and there's more to that, because and I don't know all the rules in California, but you do have rules where you have USDA plants, processing facilities, and you have state processing facilities.
Yeah.
You can sell a beef on the hoof So you would sell it to them before it would go to a state processing facility. But if you're going to sell by piece, it has to go to a USDA plant.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then you have, as far as like stupid bullshit stuff is like all the carbon credit things. You have now they want to implement ID tags that go in their ears that they can scan and they can monitor. And when I say they, it's not the producer. Monitor every beef. I mean, you look at the fact that they also want us now to register your home garden. Like if you are self-sufficient,
yeah,
they don't want that. Why? Because they can't control you.
Right.
So, and some people will definitely hear this and be like, you're a crazy person, but I'm just telling you the truth and you can do with it whatever.
No one thinks. No, I think everyone knows.
Oh, I've got some facts for you because I actually asked AJ just to send me over some things.
Uh-huh.
So we have 2,500 slaughterhouses in the United States. That is not very many. And 20 processing facilities, they process 85% of the meat consumed by Americans. Only 20. And then these are the big four. It's JBS is Brazilian. National Beef is now owned by a Brazilian company. Tyson is multinational, and Cargill is private American family. And those are the companies that own the market. And those would be the companies that if you were like, I want to be a healthy person, that ain't healthy beef.
Right.
If you can find a local producer, it doesn't matter how they finish those cows. It doesn't matter. You will have a healthier product by far over buying anything from the grocery store. And then you learn things like people are like, oh, I only want grass fed. Well, where are you getting it?
When you say finish, you mean the last, sorry, just for people who don't know, you mean you're talking about when you finish something, that's what you feed them in the last month of their life or something, right?
Yeah. And that's typically how our American producers, that's what they do. But if you are getting beef from one of the big four, those cows, those steers, they are on hormones because then they can grow them faster. They need turnover. They got to get fat, big, faster, and they're only on grain. And who knows what else they're feeding them? And they're in a feedlot. So they don't get to be out at pasture. They're not out grazing. So they have a terrible life. And that is what is filling our grocery store shelves. There are one-offs. You do see, I haven't been to every grocery store in the United States, but you do see some brands that are some big, big operations that are not of those big four. But for the most part, that's what you're getting. And then other little things that they do. Now they are working on fixing some different label laws. But right now, anything that comes into the US, if they add value to it. So if we're just talking beef, if we import cows from Brazil and they process them here, they will now market them as American product. If they package them here, American product. If they add any value to it at all, it's now US. It's now a US made product. And it's not. It wasn't grown here. It wasn't raised here. And then you have grass fed. So when you learn that to label something as grass fed, they only have to be on grass for 50% of their life. So what are you doing for the other 50%?
Does it matter which 50%?
I imagine it's the first 50%.
First. And what you're saying is hey, people, conventional wisdom is that don't feed cows this or that. But what you're saying, hey, your top priority should be to eat locally. If you're the kind of person who's like, hey, I want it to be organic or this or that, be like, hey, before you do any of that, try to get something local. And you have launched an app with this Bundy guy that people that if I'm selling, can I sell eggs on there too, or just beef?
Yeah. So we've launched it. It's launched Montana to Arizona. We're partnered with White Oaks Pastures. They're out in Georgia. And we are onboarding producers, and we're slowly doing that. And then allowing more customers to come on. We're going to be working with and we have a lot of plans in place to actually create more ability to service areas that just don't have producers around, like big cities. But it is fromthefarm.io. So you can go to the website, and we look at it as if we are partnering with our producers. This is not something that we will ever sell. This is not something that we will allow anyone to come on board on the business side that does not have the same values and beliefs that we do, because we believe it's very important. If we're creating this not for us, it's for people. It's for the community of producers and ranchers that have built this country, that feed the country, and that get the least amount of help.
Is this it?
From the farm? Yep.
Oh, good. I didn't even know .io was a URL.
Yeah. So eventually we will like to have, like an app for your phone, but this is where we have started. And it is something where when you go in, you put in your zip code or your address, and it pops up on the map, all the ranches or farms that are around you. And we've launched with beef, but we're slowly adding products. So ideally you'll have dairy, vegetables, anything that you can produce, even down to like artisan things too, but it has to be from you. And we have rules in there for like, no, we're not letting anyone come on that's white labeling. You're not going to create. Yeah, and it's not focused on the product. It's focused on the producer. It's focused on the family. It's creating a community that the way we keep functioning is we help. It's like, help me help you. You know what I mean?
I always wish that there was a place around here, my house, where I could order eggs, and I would pay fucking top dollar for them if someone would drop off like once a week, drop off 50 eggs at my house. I mean, I have 3 little boys, right? Mm-hmm. It would be fucking awesome. A friend of mine and I were actually thinking about it for a second, like trying to raise like 1,000 chickens, but we abandoned.
I really want to do chickens.
You like that idea too?
Yep, I do want to do chickens, and the only issue is I'm not home enough. So until I have somebody
nieces and nephews, train them.
I know, right? And I also really want a dairy cow. I told my dad, I was like, Dad, I want a dairy cow. And he goes, no, you don't. And I said, pretty sure I do. And he's like, no, you don't. And I was like, yes, I do. And he says, you want to milk it twice a day? You got to milk it twice a day, and you can't go anywhere. And I was like, all right. So I hear what you're saying. And I'm going to hold off on getting my dairy cow until I have a good system in place that, like, if I've got to go out of town, someone else can milk my cow.
Yeah. Do you know who Joel Salatin is?
Yes.
I had him on the show, and he was awesome. Do you like him? Mm-hmm. And I want to say that he processes obviously much smaller meat on his property. And then I had the 5 Marys lady on. Do you know her?
I don't know her. No.
Do you know of her, 5 Marys?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And they went up to like the Oregon-California border, and they basically started their company, and it's like the whole town is like flourishing because of it. Mm-hmm. And then we both know Dave Castro, and mm-hmm. he grew 3 cows on his property, and then the guy came with the truck and processed the cows right there, and he threw them in the freezer, and then I would go over there and buy some.
Yep.
But anyway, that shit's so cool.
Yeah. So this is the first year that I sold some of our steers, sold some of our beef to people around here, and next year I'll do it again. So we plan to increase the head count, the amount of steers that we have. Yeah. Something that we've never done, not because we really want to, but you have to have, for us out here, you need a winter range and summer range. So we don't have a cow calf operation, but eventually that's something that we would like to do. And yeah, when you drop off the steers to go get processed, it's like a 3-week thing. They will hang them. They'll hang in the freezer for so long, or, drying out, and then they butcher them and then package them, freeze them, and then you pick them up. But if you just go to a producer and you actually purchase, and not everybody can do it, right? Not everyone has a big freezer space. Like you don't have enough room. And that's why we do need like something where like from the farm, or a lot of people that just buy like butcher box, or they, or, you know, they order their beef or whatever they're getting every month, because then it fills their freezer and they go through it and then they order again. But if you have the ability to actually butcher, if you have a big family too, like our freezers are full all the time. We don't buy beef at the grocery store. We have it. It's in the freezer and it lasts. So some people are thinking like, well, how long can you keep it in the freezer? Dude, we're eating beef from a year ago. We're going to go through all the beef from our last processing before we even start the beef that we just barely filled up in the freezer. And it's just, it's great. It's great.
Freezers aren't even that expensive though either, right?
No,
like
no, it's just for space, for people that like just don't have the space for it. Like, put it in your garage.
Right.
That's where ours are. We've got one in one garage. We've got 3. We just bought a new one this year. We've got 3 freezers in the other garage.
How are you on time, Brooke?
Well, I was a little late, so you can go for another.
You're a good gal.
10, 15.
Hey, did you, well, in the original text exchange we had, you sent me some clips. Did you have like some sort of awakening in the last like years? Did you have some sort of come to Jesus moment? Did you have some sort of, did something happen? Like you're like, oh, fuck, I found God.
Oh, it's like such a longer conversation, but we don't need to have a long one. In short, I grew up going to church, moved away to school. And like everybody, I'm sure, and some people that never had that in their life at all, you go through life. And for me, really, now I understand. But for a very long time, I didn't. And I also think that I just wasn't even equipped with the tools or things that could really help me understand growing up.
Understand what? Like what the message that was being shared through church?
The actual truth. Basically through people, through someone that I dated that I love dearly, helped me see a whole different side to it and actually understand that to follow Christ has nothing to do with going to a church. It is not religion, and religion really is what puts such a bad sour taste in people's mouths about it, which then you get even further away from it, or then you start questioning it even more. But I will say the biggest thing for me was when I had wanted to read the Bible. I had never read it. And, because of my ADD and things that made certain tasks like that very difficult for me growing up. I mean, especially going to an LDS church, Mormon, you focused a lot on the Book of Mormon and New Testament. But when I was growing up, I didn't read and remember. You were raised Mormon. Yes. And so I wanted to read the Bible. I was like, you know what? And the reason I wanted to read it is I just wanted to understand the timeline. I want to understand the story. I love history. I love hearing stories about the past. And I that's why I love when my dad shares stories from when he was growing up. My grandma does tons of genealogy books from my grandpa, my great grandpa, telling the stories of them growing up and what their life was like, and has pictures and all kinds of things. I love stuff like that. And so I wanted to read it because I wanted to grasp the big picture. And I wanted to understand the Old Testament and how all the stories and the things that happened along the way. And so I had decided I was going to read it in chronological order. So I had just a website online that I kept open on my phone that put everything in chronological order. And so I had decided, okay, this is when I'm going to do it when I'm in Thailand. And that's what I did for that second month when I was by myself so much. I think in a whole month I was there, the second month and a half. I worked 5 days. What year was this again? This was just last fall. It was 2023. And did you tell anyone you were doing that? You were did you share with anyone, hey, I'm going to read the Bible? A couple people. Yeah. And then one thing I had also heard is if you want to know God, you have to read his word. You can't know him. You can't understand if you're just going to try and find it without reading it and understanding it and being able to grasp who he is and why things are the way they are, and understanding, you know, even just understanding why there's so much pain in the world. Like that's one of like the biggest questions which I've had when I was younger. Like when I had one of my best friends died from leukemia when I was 15, and not being able to understand, like, why would he do this? If God's real, why would there be so many children suffering in the world? Well, if you want to know and you want to understand the whole picture and you want to grasp what life was like in the beginning, and then like through like the Old Testament, and even being able to conceptualize and understand that it's a two-way relationship, you know, and how frustrating you could even imagine things would be for him. And then you can really connect it to your own life and what it's like with like you growing up with your parents and understanding. And then as you get older, is like them being able to look back and understand, like, man, I should have listened to my parents. It's like, no one ever listens to them. And then down the road, you grow up and you're like, I'm sorry, Mom. You know, like I shouldn't have acted like that. Like it's just this process that happens.
That's a great parallel. That's a great parallel.
You know, and so that was something that was really mind blowing for me, was actually seeing like the way my family is, the way my dad is, and all the shit that he's put up with my siblings and us growing up, and just everything, and how he's handled it, and how we can always go back to him. There's never been a time when the door's closed. It doesn't matter what's happened. It doesn't matter what we've done. He's right there. And it's just, I started reading, I was doing chronological, and those first, like all of the genealogy you read in there is tough, you know? And so for me, I tried not to get too hooked up on a lot of the things that were harder for me to not understand, but like remember, and then remember them for the stories to come, like certain people and certain things like that. But yeah, I had a lot of time on my hands, and I made that a focus of my time, to read and spend a lot of time reading. And lo and behold, I just understood things a lot differently, and created a relationship with God that I never had my whole life. And when I was young, going to church all the time, that's all I wanted, you know. But and then also understanding that that everyone individually is on their own path, and there's a reason for it. And that life is not just, you know, I think I lived life without even wanting it to be this way. But now in retrospect, and being able to stand outside of the situation and look at myself and look at certain things and understand how the world is today, is a very selfish way, you know. And having moments where things are going awful, or whatever it is, that's when moments when we are like, where we cry out and we pray to God. And then the second you're fine, it's like, oh man, I was close one. And we immediately forget what we asked. We immediately forget the help that we asked. And then we put it off as if it was just like, oh, that was just like a just in case, just because I thought I was dying, you know? And then understanding, and when you read the Old Testament and you read the relationships with God early on and what that exchange was, and you see how often when he was there actively, and through the prophets, and there actively, you know, Israel, you know, wandering in the desert, all the times where they were going to come head to head with a group of people that were going to want to slaughter them, but they just had to commit to believing in what God told them to do. We go through Moses, and they were fine. But then the second that they were brought out of whatever that hell was, and they are given, they're supplied food, or they're supplied water, well, shortly after that, so easily, it immediately comes back to like, well, how am I going to survive? And it's like, well, you just survived. You've literally been shown that you were going to survive. You just have to do this one thing. But that's just what it's like to be human, you know?
Real quick. So you're there, you're reading this, and did you expect to go through a transformation?
No. And
But you did.
yeah, and a lot of it too was even just recognizing and realizing things about myself that I've always had a relationship there, but it's been a one-way relationship because I have not been aware.
And so reading that made you aware.
Oh yeah.
Quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what about reading? I don't know I don't know the difference between being Mormon or Christian or reading the Bible from the beginning. So is that in conflict with how you were raised? Anything
No.
that you're reading? No.
No, Mormon, it's a denomination.
Okay.
It's a Christian.
Okay.
Just
There's just an additional book.
yeah, well, there's the Bible in Christianity, in being a Mormon too. You have the Bible,
Right.
but it's kind of like what you focus on. Just like there's I could not tell you. I don't take the time to know all this shit. I just focus on myself, and I've been like that my whole life.
Yeah.
But there's a certain Christians where they call them red line Christians, and they only follow what is in red line, because in like the King James or in certain Bibles, everything that Jesus said is in red, and that's all they follow. You know, you have people that only believe, they don't believe anything past the Old Testament. You have people that focus a lot on the fact that everything you do has to do with works, has to do with like things that you do. Like you're only saved if you do this, if you do this, if you do this. When you understand why the purpose of why Jesus Christ came and why he was crucified and what that means, it has nothing to do with what you do, has everything to do with the faith that you have. If you're just doing things, and the connection you can make to understand this better is, do you like it when you ask somebody to do something, to help you with something, and they're only doing it, like they're not doing it because they want to. Like I'm this way. Like if I ask for help, and I really am not someone who likes to do that, is because I don't want to put anybody out. Mm-hmm. I don't want you to do something with me or for me because you have to. Like if you feel like you have to and you're doing it, but it's like you don't want to, I don't want to ask you. Like don't worry about it. You know, like if you don't want to help me with something I'm struggling with or that I've got to do or whatever, just out of like the goodness of your heart, like you just want to help me, I won't ask you, and I'll never ask you again. Like if I'm just doing all of these things because I have to, it doesn't mean the same. And then that's where you understand that believing in God and having faith in God is two very different things. And then you understand by reading, you know, all of these people's in you know, their stories and things they went through, and you also understand like this is human nature. It is, you know, there's human nature to mess up. You're never going to be perfect. Nobody is perfect. Literally nobody, except for Jesus Christ. And when you only do things to gain something, it's like, I'm only going to do this to get what you have to give. That's me more so being, I mean, in short, just like not really the kind of friend you'd want to have. Like if you have a bunch of people around you, which I'm sure you understand, and everybody can experience this or has it at one point in their life, especially I have, is people only wanting to see what they can get from you. And then when they get what they want, they drop you. They're not there for you. They don't care. It's like, those are friends that you don't want to have.
I never had that. I never had that. No one ever wanted shit from me. I was always like, get away from me. Hey, Brooke, let me ask you this. Going back to when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Do you think that maybe that religion then should be, or Christianity or the word of Jesus, or should be introduced to kids differently than how it was introduced to you? Or do you think do you think that the evolution you went through is just the way it is? You're going to get this knowledge. You may push back and reject it or not understand it, but the seed's been planted. Then you go out into the world, some shit lands on you. But then from that shit, that seed that your pastor as a kid planted grows. And then one more thing, it's fascinating to me with this thing that you said where even though you didn't get it when you were going to church, you wanted it. Like you're like, hey, where are you going to talk to me or fucking what? I'm going to church. When are you going to be like, yo, here I am?
Yeah. So 2 things.
Yeah.
I guess it's hard for me to say like how I think that it should be introduced to kids, just in terms of if I think about what I've gone through myself.
Right.
Because I believe that, there is a plan for each of us, and there is value in all the struggle that I've experienced in my life. There is value in what I've experienced, who I am, how it has formed me, and then to get to a point now where I'm really understanding something that's so much more important than my life, like than all of my issues or my worries or my hard times. And it makes me a person, even if you weren't going to look at it on a faith thing. But even when I had my cervical fusion and I was done competing, something that I wrapped my head around and I had to remind myself of in order for me to make it a positive experience versus just it ruining my emotional state, my self-confidence. You add all the trolls, all the bullshit that was said about me. I mean, and then you add into that all the things, all the negative self-talk you might think about yourself, right? It was me realizing, okay, what is good that comes from this experience? Well, I coach. I have this platform that people love to follow me, and they like to hear what I have to say. Well, it just makes me more relatable. I have more experience that can directly relate, and I can empathize, and I can actually understand what a lot of people could be going through, or what they've been through, or what they're going through at that time, whether it's injury, whatever it is, right? It makes me more valuable of a person in people's lives that I meet, that I get to encounter, based on what I've gone through myself. I can understand. You know what I mean? So for me, at the point that I'm at, to have gone through my whole life, all of the ups and downs, all the trials, all of the confusion, and then to get to a point at 34 where I now can see and understand and be almost more grateful and thankful for all the bullshit. I only got to this point because of the way my life has been, but I will say that something I've heard that I think is a really good way to put it. And this helped me understand too, and almost made me feel like, man, if I would have had that, I would have even just understood how to read and understand the Bible more. They say a problem with the church today is they care more, and this is not just today, it's been for a very long time. They care more about having like butts in seats, like having people at church, than instilling in them the word. So if there was more time spent on actually reading and grasping and understanding, then you're equipping people with the knowledge, which is what we're supposed to do, so that they can now live their life and then they can share it. Has nothing to do with just those people in charge or those people teaching, them sharing it. So if you've gone to church your whole life and you go every week, but you still don't feel comfortable or like you have the ability to be able to speak that to somebody. I mean, we go to school for 12 years. You take a class for a whole year, you learn quite a bit. But if we're going to church every week and we're doing that, we're doing it because we have to, and this is what you need to do, but we're actually not even really learning the history. And I'm not saying that that's the way it is everywhere. So if you're like, well, I didn't grow up that way, I'm so happy for you. because a lot of people do, you know, and I think that that's something that I understood, like not the basics, but like the main points. But if I never understood that how to develop a relationship with God.
You know, I'll interview people and it'll be like interviewing, I don't know, Chat GPT. And then I'll interview them 2 years later and they've gone through some shit, right? Their mom died. They had a bout with anorexia. Something fucking happened to them. And their whole perspective, they're a different person. They're all of a sudden like a complete person. Like there's depth to them. They can go somewhere in the conversation. You can tell they've done some inward reflecting where it's not all talking. Like if you've never had anything happen to you, life is all roses and Lamborghinis and hot girls. And I don't blame those people for that. But then when you take you know, like when you crash on a bike, you have to like, you're laying there and you're like, okay. And you kind of scan your body like Iron Man would. You're like,
is my neck okay?
Yeah. You're like,
my knees okay?
Yeah. Do you think that, that it almost seems like you can't do inner reflection unless you need some sort of wound to where you're like, okay, I need to go inside, and you need to go inside for maybe a month or a year, but there has to be some like, okay, what am I? Who am I? How am I? Like you got to like, and you have to like start using your inner vision, right?
You have to be honest.
Right.
You know, like that's part of that's one of the main things that,
honest with yourself.
Honest with yourself. And if you are someone who believes in God and you speak to him, it's honest with him.
Right.
And being just willing to accept hard truths that no one wants to be told that they've been doing things wrong. No one wants, I believe this, no one wants to hurt somebody else. Some people do. Okay, but let's across the board. People want to be happy.
Well, no one wants to be a fentanyl addict.
No.
No one wants to be a heroin addict. Like you're like, fuck. No one wants to be addicted to shit.
But you know, it's I can speak for myself. It's not fun when you realize that you're wrong or that you've hurt somebody, or whether it was intentional or unintentional, right? It's not fun to actually have to look at yourself and accept things for what they are. So we will find ways around it, right? We will find ways to be like, it's because of this though. Like we'll find ways to make it softer, like a softer pain when you have to accept it. But the truth is like, if you can just be honest with yourself about why you did whatever happened, like why did I do it that way? What's the real reason why it happened that way? Well, then you look even further into who you are. Why did I do it that way? Why did I respond that way? What about me is making me be so defensive, right? Or wanting it to be everyone else's fault, but not my own. The victim mindset. I'm always, you know, it's like everyone else is bad. I'm good. Everyone else is bad. It's like the second you have to have a honest conversation with yourself, be vulnerable with the facts, but know that it's okay. It's okay. Because you can change. I mean, and the only way you can become better or fix those issues is to find them, acknowledge them, and then be able to start building some self-awareness so you can actively throughout your day catch yourself when you're kind of falling into an old pattern and change it and do it differently.
My wife told me that people lie because of to avoid discomfort. So like I'll be on the phone with you, I'll be like, oh, I have to go. Someone's at the front door, and she's like, hey man, like she told me this 20 years ago. Don't do that. It's stupid. Don't avoid discomfort. No white lies. No fucking nothing. Just face it. And it kind of like you can have a practice that starts just with those small things. Okay, mom, I have to go now. And just tell the truth. I'm tired, or I'm going to bed, or I'm done talking, or do what Dave does to me. Just hangs up on me.
I'm done.
Yeah, he'll say that. I'm done. I'm home. Click. You know what I mean?
You're like, oh, all right.
Yeah. And people, people will respect you more because you have integrity. people, everyone wants to try to be nice. Really, we just want to be around honest people who have integrity, and then stop avoiding the discomfort. Just face the discomfort.
But that's, I mean, that's probably the best way you could just put it at its core is no one wants to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And the discomfort, especially in interaction or in relationships, can be horrendous.
Yeah.
And so we try to soften the blow. And that can even come from, like, I've done that, and it comes from a place of almost caring so much that you end up making it worse. But you don't realize you're making it worse. It's like, no. But that's what happens. But being honest with yourself and actually being able to. So one thing that when I was reading that I didn't understand, not because I didn't want to or didn't try, it's because I didn't read it and no one ever told me, but it makes perfect sense. And I wish I could quote this, but I am just not there yet. But basically, it is better to be sorrowful. So basically, pain or discomfort or feeling, basically being broken, right? Everyone's kind of been like, no matter what level that is for you, it could be that you love getting straight A's and you got a B- on a test. Like, that could break a person. Now, other people might be like, well, that's ridiculous. Like, calm down. It's B-. You're just going to study harder next time. But in that moment, if that's the hardest thing you've been through, that is the thing that breaks you. And it says it is better to be in sorrow than to be joyful. And I understand it. In sorrow, when you are broken down, you have moments where you realize you can't do it. You can't do it. And your life is full of them. And it only
What do you mean you can't do it? What do you mean you can't do it?
This would be, you can't do it without God. You can't do it without Christ. There are so many things in your life that you cannot control. And the only way you're going to get through them is realizing that you don't have to control them. And you give them to him. And you let the chips fall how they're going to fall.
Can you give me an example, like using the B- thing or anything? Give me an example. Like, how's that work? You're at home crying, your boyfriend breaks up with you and you're crying. Or your girlfriend breaks up with you.
Let's say,
and
your life's falling apart. You lose your job.
Mm-hmm.
During
that happened
COVID,
to me. I did that. I lost my job.
Right? You have all these stresses, like, how am I going to do this? How am I got a family?
How am I going to feed my kids? Yeah.
And it's if you think about it, it's like, it's all I.
Mm-hmm.
And there is, don't get me wrong. Like, we have to do things.
Right.
But the purpose is we don't have to take on all that stress. We don't have to, and it doesn't mean it doesn't mean that it won't be there. Like, it doesn't make it easier, but it does make it easier in the long run, for me at least.
Taking on the stress adds no value either.
Yes. And then if we're living a life that's just super joyful, which I've experienced, everyone has, but like for me, like through CrossFit and being so busy and performing and competing and doing this and doing this podcast and being asked to do this, it's like my life is so much about self I'm not a selfish person, but like without even realizing that when we are successful and we're in joy, it's so nice. And for some people, probably more than others, it's because of what I did. And then the second something goes wrong, we want to look for a reason outside of ourselves why it's a problem.
Wow.
We don't, it's in the, in the Bible, what it says, it's better to be in sorrow because those are the moments that bring you closer to God, bring you closer to that relationship and one that will never leave you. No matter your ups or your downs, will always be there. But when we are living in a way where we don't, for myself, had fallen away so much of that because of things in my life and people in my life and just, the journey and the different lives that we live, we get so focused on ourselves, whether we realize it or we don't. And so when we are there, when shit goes bad, it's even harder, man. Because now you start attacking, whether it's in your own mind or maybe people on the internet start attacking like, you're not capable. I'm bad. I suck. I couldn't do it. And we get stuck in this frame, like this mindset that is just debilitating and is only going to keep us going down. And because that is the power of the mind. It's like if you allow yourself to be a victim and never take responsibility, you will continue to be a victim, and people around you will continue to not want to be around you. Will continue to not want to go through hard things.
Other
with you.
victims will want to be around you to validate themselves.
Yes.
Hey, you brought this thing that you said is genius. I work so hard. My podcast is doing so good. I'm gonna go out. I'm so good at my podcast. I make so much money. I'm gonna go out and buy a new minivan. And I did that all on my own because I'm so great. And then a week later, my minivan gets towed because I parked in the wrong spot, and it's someone else's fault. But hey, jackass, you were celebrating the fact that you brought this minivan into your life. It was I until someone crashed into it. Then it's his fault.
Mm-hmm.
No, you made the choice to buy the minivan. And when you buy the minivan, what comes with that is some jackass, some drunk guy might hit it. And that's equally as your fault or your responsibility because you bought it. And they're right. I'm understanding your point, right? Mm-hmm. Like when are you taking credit and when are you blaming?
Yeah.
And where's that bridge? When do you be like, yeah, if I wouldn't have bought that van, if I wouldn't have accepted the fact that like I bought that van and I parked it there and it got hit. And it doesn't mean to say that person doesn't have their role, but I could have not bought the van and then I would never have to worry about it getting hit.
It's also just a matter of like, if you think about it with friends or acquaintances at your job, people that you have to see every single day.
Right.
I feel pretty confident in saying this, but I don't think anybody enjoys being around a person that thinks they're hot shit. I'm the coolest. Like the person comes in and it's all about them. They live this beautiful life. They have no time to talk to the little guy. That's the time where they're only going to talk to you if they want something from you or they need something from you, and they're going to drop you because you actually mean nothing to them because they are living their life. And because of them, everyone around them has success. Because of them, that product is selling. Because of them, you're doing well. You only are doing well because of what I do, because of my name, because of who I am. No one likes to be around that. So you can just feel extra bad about yourself all the time when this one person is just absorbing all of the reasons why there's good because of them. You know, when you live that way, you are so focused on yourself. You're a self-centered, selfish person, self-centered for sure. And one way or another, people around you, when they experience that about you, man, does it suck. Man, does it let
I've
you
seen
down.
people destroy people. I had an acquaintance who, like, I like people who think that they're cool. That part I like, but I've been around
to a degree, right?
Yeah,
like not to a degree where it's like you have to be uncool.
Right. And right, good point. So, but on top of that, I have been around someone who took credit for everything, even other people's like good things other people did, and they fucking emotionally destroyed people. I watched them. They take people and they just rinse them out like a sponge. It's pretty crazy.
Yep.
It's pretty crazy. And if those people aren't strong, which most people can't handle it, they get just fucking devoured. Yeah.
Well, and just to that point right there, I think I can't remember if it was Jordan Peterson or somebody says it very eloquently, but it makes so much sense. You know, we especially now live in a time where like it's offensive to offend somebody. You are not allowed to offend anybody. I need to somehow understand everyone's internal feelings without even asking them what they are.
Yeah.
Because if I overstep or I say the wrong thing or I call you the wrong name or whatever it is, now all of a sudden my life could literally blow up for no reason, right? Yeah. And what he talks about is the importance of the stress of discomfort, especially for children. the only way we learn how in our body and like physiologically we adapt to be able to handle things is by experiencing them. So to the point of you saying, you know, Haley telling you like, don't tell people, like, just be honest.
Don't avoid the discomfort of even little lies. Yeah.
Don't avoid the discomfort. And it's like, that's something that I have really committed to like this year is just focusing on being truthful and honesty, and whatever comes with that, then enduring it the best I can, you know, and that would be probably one of the best things anyone can do for their kids. You know, if you lose, you lost. You know, don't tell your kids like they're fantastic if they're not. Don't tell them they're shitty.
Right.
But let them, you know, you're honest with them like you didn't. I mean, that's not something you're really good at, but let's work on it. We can get better at it. That's how anyone learns anything. Like my little nephew learning how to ride a bike. Jax, you know, he doesn't want to ride it because he doesn't know how. And I'm like, well, Jax, or it's too hard. It's too hard. And I'm like, it's hard for everybody, buddy. If no one knew how to ride a bike the first time they rode one. You have to learn, and you fall and you practice and you kind of your knees get scraped and it totally sucks. But we learn how to do it. And then once you learn it, you have that skill forever. And you can go on bike rides with your friends, and we can go on bike rides. And then you don't have to be left out because you put in the time to get better at this, you know, this skill. But you had to go through discomfort to do it. But, you know, a lot of things now is like people don't like to be uncomfortable. And it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to be uncomfortable. Man, if CrossFit taught me anything, and it's can backfire too, but it's finding comfort in discomfort.
Dan Guerrero, Sevon gets offended by comments on his podcast. He's soft like toilet paper. How about you go fuck yourself, you piece of shit? Okay. I know I've overstayed my welcome with you, but I have to ask you this: Are you, Brooke? Are you gonna have kids or kids in your kids? Are you gonna have kids?
I would love to have a baby. Yeah.
Hey, you talked about kids a lot. Your nieces and nephews. Do you have a dog?
I do not have a dog. I have had dogs. I just don't have dogs anymore.
Are you dating anyone?
I am not dating anyone.
Are you being courted?
No.
You don't. Do you put yourself in situations to be courted?
Probably not.
Yeah. Do you avoid courtship?
Not necessarily. Everything's online, you know, and I guess especially like being home and working and traveling and things like that, I'm not necessarily in situations where I'm meeting people that would want to like date me. And also I don't have a ton of experience like dating. Right.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest.
So you need courtship. You need sort of like informal courtship. You need someone like who just you run into the grocery store 35 times. You don't want to do dating. I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to fucking do dating either, but I'm old.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, I don't know what I need, you guys.
Yeah,
I do know that
you sound perfect. That sounds perfect. Yeah.
No, I am.
If you're ugly as fuck, now's your chance to move in.
No, I definitely
doesn't know what she wants. Listen, if you're a low self-esteem guy who's 5'4" and Armenian,
are certain things that I know. I know what I want, but in terms of, and I'll be honest, it actually sounds and feels, before even doing it, absolutely exhausting to get to know somebody.
Yeah. My wife
and
died, I'd fucking become a monk for sure.
It doesn't mean I don't want to, or that I am not willing to, because I'm definitely someone who I care very deeply. I love very hard, and I'm not going to just date somebody.
Right.
So, a little courtship meeting, I've been through a lot. I'm 34, so be pretty easy for me right off the bat to know if it's something that I want to put my time into. Right. And if it's not, then I'm not going to, especially because I care so much. Mm-hmm. It is so hard for me to, when something doesn't work out. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But yes, in short, yeah, I do. I would love to be able to find a partner who wants to go through the rest of my life with me and put some babies in me.
Yeah. I could tell you like kids. So emotional pain of a relationship, but you're still willing to take the risk, right? You're still willing to love hard, and like if you get hurt, you get hurt. Yeah.
I don't know how to not love hard, and that is why, especially because I've had some failed attempts, going to try, and I'm trying to be someone who I will be more particular about when I take a step like that, just so. But I also think, because, when you go through life and you're older, it's like you understand. You can, and I read people really well, except for the few times I didn't. But being able to meet somebody, you exchange conversation, you understand who they are, or learn about them and what they do and their life and their childhood and things that matter to them. Right off the bat, after a long conversation like that, like if you want to spend time with them.
There's some really cool people I know who are really good friends, but their biggest shortcoming is they set their expectations too high for other people. Meaning, if their friends fuck up, they kick their friends to the curb. You know what I mean? Okay. Like, are you a forgiving person too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. You're a good dude. I always get concerned about that with certain people. I'm like, fuck, if you don't, I mean, you have to have high expectations, but then you have to be really forgiving. Like, people aren't perfect. They're going to fuck up.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess I shouldn't even say you should, because it's not my choice how people decide to be in their lives. But at least for myself, what kind of a person do I want to be? What kind of a friend do I want to be? I want to be someone who you're not going to like lie to your friends to not have discomfort, like to literally just still in a way be focused on yourself. And the day that they don't perform for you, maybe those types of people should take a better look at themselves to be like, well, what is it like being your friend? Right. What kind of a friend am I? Or what kind of a family member or partner am I? The people that are closest to you, at least for me, it's like, you get to be a safe haven for them where life is hard and long and difficult, and you will consistently have challenges. It's not a game you can win. Right? I think you win it by being able to constantly self-reflect so you can manage it, get through it better. And it's really nice to have people in your circle or in your friend group or in your corner or in your bed, in your home, that you can be your most authentic self. You can show them all the hard things, all of, the uncomfortable things, and it becomes a safe place for you. It's a safe place for you to be honest, and it's a safe place for you to grow and learn, but if you got to be that person too. So being someone who is so willing to drop friends or people after they, mess up one time, or they don't live up to your expectation, to your standard. It's like, you need to recognize you're putting them, you are creating a list of things, and you want them to do these things. And maybe those are the standards you hold for yourself. But that doesn't mean you should hold them for other people. Everyone is going through things very differently and have their own timing and their own process they have to go through. And no one, like, even most of those people, even for myself, like, these are my expectations for myself. Like, these are what I want to win the CrossFit games. I want to do this. I want to do this. And I hold myself to that standard. And every time I fall short of it, you go through your own turmoil. Having this recognition, this moment where you're like, I suck. I'm not as good as I thought I was. I mean, in CrossFit and in competing, it's a huge part of that to like go to the CrossFit games, and something I talked about all the time is like, you have to be able to have positive self-talk. You have to be able to recognize moments, at least for myself, right? Like, funny story. Training camp, athlete camp, pre-competition, almost every time. But I remember I was at an athlete camp, and we were doing a workout. I don't remember which one it was. And there's all the athletes, and it's like, all right, heat 1 or whatever heat you're in. And I put my headphones in. And I attribute this to the fact that the first time I started training for CrossFit, like before I had done team, but I had never competed or attempted to compete as an individual. I trained by myself for a whole year. And you had all these people saying like, you need to train with people who are better than you. You need to train with people who are better than you. I was not going to fall into that. And here's why. And some people, everyone's different. Some people do need that. But someone like me, especially competing as an individual, there's nothing around you that can make you go harder. The only thing that can help make you go harder or faster or rest less is yourself. You are completely in control. And so it has to do with how you talk to yourself, has to do with where is my mindset at. I mean, I had times doing an open workout, started the open workout, and if the second I had a thought in my head that was like, oh man, this feels bad, I'd stop. I'd put my shit down, I'd stop. I wasn't going to waste it. Because the second my mindset or a thought that I was having was negative, it was putting me in my mind, but in a position of feeling how bad it feels, or feel like thinking, I don't know if I can do it. You're not going to, for me, speaking for myself, not going to be successful that way. It's not going to go the way that I know it can go. So I would stop, I'd come back to it later, and I would try again, and I would start again, and I would do it. But this like positive self-talk, it's like, how do you talk to yourself? If you're always tearing yourself down, or you're only ever seeing yourself in a negative light, training with, so at the training camp, I had my headphones in, my coach comes over, and we're in the middle of the workout, and he's talking to me, he's yelling at me, and I'm not listening to a word he has to say. And this is why, because I didn't like the tactic of this. Creating this visual for the athlete that tells them like, so-and-so is right next to you. They're getting ahead of you. Because for me, it was like the second that I had the feeling of being behind, or like I wasn't capable, or I wasn't doing enough, it just broke me down. Like before I even tried to do something, before I even was in the workout, or maybe even before competition, if I already had the words in my head, whether they were put there by myself or they were put there from people around me, that made me see that I was less than capable or less than able to win that event, or to finish it, or to finish in a spot that I need to finish in, that's where I kept myself. And it's like subconsciously in the back of my mind, I would basically end up failing before I even tried. So for me, a huge thing within competition, and also with just in life, is how do I talk to myself? And then what that turns into is, how do I talk to other people? How do I observe other people? And it's a matter of giving grace and taking yourself out of it. If it's someone else doing something, a friend going through something, and they screw up. Well, I screw up all the time. And I learn, and I don't want to screw up, or I don't want to treat someone that way, or I don't want to respond to someone that way. I don't want to be that person. And sometimes it happens because it just, in the moment, you get really overwhelmed, or you're really stressed, and then you talk to people, a way that you wouldn't enjoy being talked to like that. And that's why I say it's a matter of, it's just practice. It's just, if you want to be someone like this, you're not going to be there overnight. Gaining more self-awareness by practicing self-awareness throughout your day, checking in to see how you're doing or how you're feeling, it becomes easier. to be able to stop yourself, or in the moment almost humble yourself and be like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to respond that way. I actually feel like this, right? And we slowly change ourselves into a better friend, a better partner, a better daughter, a better coworker, all these things. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to have hard times, or you might lose your job, or you may fall short on the project you had to do for school, or whatever it is. You still are going to experience those things, but it will help change how you experience them, which then will change the stress you have or how you feel about yourself. And it's all just this compound effect that is complicated, and it is constantly changing. And as things change in the world, it gets harder, or you have to address it from a different angle or try something different. And yeah, and it sucks and it's hard, but I think it's just a better way to live. And that happens. It becomes a better way to live if you are someone who cares about how you affect people around you. And you, in return, would hope to have the people around you to be someone similar, so that, like, when you are your worst self, maybe based on all the things that are going on in your life at that time or that day or whatever it is, you don't want them to drop you the second that you fall into an old pattern, or,
right.
Like that. Because then even that stress on somebody has got to be, it's horrible. It's horrible. To then have so much fear, where maybe I know this about a friend of mine, then that becomes what? How will I get out of it? If I hold this person on a pedestal, and I know that they're not going to be willing to endure or put up with any of my bullshit, and that this can be a very easy relationship for them to, like, not need me, but I care for them so much and I hold them up on this pedestal, well, then you'll do whatever you can to not have those instances happen. You'll blame on other people. It will all become someone else's fault. It'll be an excuse or a white lie or all these things that in the moment solves your problem, but in the long run makes your problem way worse.
Right. In a relationship, one of the things that, especially a good, healthy relationship, when you get an argument, the goal is not to win.
Yeah.
And if you get two people who want to win, you'll see monsters. Magic Miguel from the Philippines for $5. He would like to date you. Let me see. I think there was. I thought I saw one more comment down here for you. No, I don't see it. All right. Hey, thank you. Wonderful having you on. Wonderful
You're
catching
welcome.
up. Yeah, I really appreciate you. I know you stayed an hour more than you could, and so I appreciate it. I'm excited about what you're doing with the app. I think it's a good thing. You sound like you have embarked on being a good contributor to humanity and civilization. And I'll stay in touch with you. Thank you, and
Yeah.
and thank you for the grace you've given me, by the way, in our past hiccups. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no, it's okay. And that's definitely a thing about me, that I can always understand. I am super empathetic, and it's like, I can always understand why things happen the way they did, or why someone would choose to do things they did, or whatever. It's almost like, and that part of me can make people mad.
Well, it made me happy. I really enjoyed the discourse with you about a year ago. It was fun, and I thought the world of you for it. So thank you.
Well, you're welcome, Sebi.
All right, talk to you soon.
All right, see you guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Brooke Ence stole an hour of her life, 2 hours of her life. Eric Weiss, John Young is a stud, and thank you, Brooke, for a great conversation, great podcast, Sebi. Have a great day, everyone. Oh, thank you. Magic Mike, Magic Miguel, Magic Philippines. I said something about Brooke on the show, and then she texted me, and she's like, yo, this is like a year ago. She's like, what's up, ding dong? And we had a little text back and forth. She had to unfuck me. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Enjoy good unfucking. Eric Weiss. John Young is a stud, and thank you, Brooke, for a great conversation. Great podcast, Sevi. Have a great day, everyone. All right. Dallas, Lilu Dallas. God has spoken to me and others. It's not like this conversation's happening in front of us, but he does speak. If my relationship was solid, I'm sure I'd hear him more often. Wow, clock. John went a long way toward restoring his status as senior analyst of CrossFit today after his catastrophe a few days ago. It was very impressive that he did it and did it very well. What catastrophe? Oh, sweet. It's awesome. Me, rather. Oh, awesome. See you soon. All right, Greg's coming to town. That's awesome. It was for you. I was thanking Pat. Man, you guys really like Pat Vellner. I told Pat, I said, man, the audience really loves you. He goes, is that for someone else? All right. Thanks, Magic Miguel again. Sevan, can I come hang out with you in Cali before semis? God, I don't know. You just stressed me out. Sure. Sure. Hey, dude, I got up too early today, Jake. Jake says focus. I got it way too early. Audrey, Brian is my senior analyst. That's fine. Oh my goodness. How about Wad Zombie's most recent? I honestly thought when that this was me. Someone said it was Bill Burr, but I totally thought this was me talking when I saw this. Can't even can't believe it. Oh, I gotta send John $500. Fuck. Here we go. This right here.
Sit there, those fat asses and those thick thighs, and I just go, look at these gorgeous, these fucking Amazonian goddesses that didn't lean on their looks and actually get up every day and train. It's fucking amazing. It's hot chicks doing something. Like, when the fuck do you ever see that? 100%. I just sit there, those fat asses and those thick thighs.
Who is that? Who is that right there? That shot is ridiculous.
And I just go, look at these gorgeous, these fucking Amazonian goddesses.
God, that's like the nicest thing anyone's ever said about a woman. And so many people won't even understand that. How is it rude to call a chick's ass a fat ass? How did that ever become not appropriate? What a fucking mess this world's become. I just love the way he says that.
That didn't lean on their looks and actually get up every day and train. It's fucking amazing. It's hot chicks doing something. Like, when the fuck do you ever see that? 100%. I just sit there, those fat asses and those thick.
God, what a fucking great line. Those fat asses. God. Oh, that is Stallwood. Yeah, I think that was Lawrence Stallwood. You're right. Yeah, that, I don't know. Just a shot right down the fucking pink and stink. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's too much. It's too much. Too much. Let me call my wife here real quick. Oh, do we have I wonder if we have John Young's Venmo. Let me see. I got to do this real quick. Can I get your Venmo? Can I get your Venmo? I'm gonna have my wife send him $4.99.99. Someone said my hair looks like Hitler. The fuck? How about that? Now what do I look like? Now I look like a Q-tip. And then call my wife. Let me see if this phone's working here. Can you guys hear that? I thought I heard that. You guys heard that? Yeah, OJ died. Yeah, I saw that. OJ Simpson died. Crazy, right? Did OJ die on the golf course? Yeah, I don't know if he died on the golf course, but he's fucking dead. I saw that come in. That's crazy. Haley? Hello? Hello? Haley? Hello? Haley? Haley? Hello? She answered. I always go straight to speaker because I panic, but I'm not going to. I'm going to hang tight. Hang tight, Sebi. Hang tight. Where is she? Hang tight. Fuck. Hello? Shit. Hey. Hi.
Hello.
Hey. Hey, can you send John Young $500?
Sure.
Do you have his Venmo?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
Did you get my text?
Yeah, I don't agree with you.
You like to go to the airport 2 hours early.
I know.
So you don't have to stress. This is like.
I know, but I don't. I'm gonna get them there on time. I won't stress. I'll do it. Don't fight with me in front of my friends. Why don't you? They have a surf camp in a month. Don't you want them? You think I'll say that? You think I'll come to my senses? Yes. Okay. All right. Oh, wait, hold on. I think I lost you. Hold on. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. Listen, if I have 40, they get out of the pool and then they have 45 minutes to get to tennis. You don't think I can dry them off in 45 minutes and get them to tennis?
Oh, Heidi, I have to go poop, Joseph says. Okay,
I'll
let's
be so
go. Hurry
chill.
up.
I promise I'll be chill.
Ari. Oh, Heidi, I have to poop now too. Okay, now you have 20 minutes.
Did I tell you yesterday
to
when
get
I took
there, and it takes 25 minutes to get to tennis, probably 30 with traffic.
I'll be so chill.
Going that way.
Let's just try it once. Just try it once.
But,
Don't be
okay,
afraid.
try it once.
It's not like I'm asking to put it in
But
your
then
dumper.
why should they lose minutes in tennis? Because they're going to be late.
Oh, I don't want.
When they could just go swimming tomorrow.
You signed them up for a surf camp that's in 2 months, and they need to get as much time in the pool as possible. Oh, damn!
That's
I fucked
true,
you up.
but
Damn,
not at one day is not going to. No, the plan was to go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which we thought was sufficient.
Hey, if it doesn't work, I will acquiesce and I'll. Oh, look, I'm sending you John Young's.
Okay.
Hey, make sure
you're going to be rushing. First, you're going to be rushing from Kumon to swim. That's already going to be a mad dash, and then rush again.
No,
I don't know.
I'm gonna be so cool.
I just
I'm
don't
gonna be
think
so
it's
cool.
worth it. Okay.
I'm gonna be so. You don't even think it's worth trying? Are you
I
arguing
guess
my
it's worth-
limitations?
I guess it's worth trying. That's what I said. I'll just let you try so you can tell me I was right.
Yeah. Oh no, wrong.
Kidding.
Okay.
Okay.
So you'll send John $500. There was something else I wanted to say to you. Oh, dude, yesterday I took the kids to the lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
After piano. And
right.
We get there, and all three of them, right when we get there, like, I have to shit. All three of them. So I walk over to that horrible bathroom. You know what I'm talking about? Just like it's right next to the restaurant.
Yes.
And the toilet's backed up. So I tell them, I'm like, hey, dude, I'll just walk with you back in this field and you guys can take a shit. They're like, no.
No.
So my mom took them into the women's bathroom. My
into the women's?
poor fucking mom. All three boys, yeah. It was crazy. It was like they just all had to do so the same. No, we don't have a toilet. Someone, Kyle said, can't they poop in the van? No, we took the toilet out.
I was gonna say, put the potty back in. It's still sitting on our driveway.
I'd get a new one. That
We need
one's
to throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
I know.
How come
I'm
no one's
kidding.
done that? How come are me and you just shitty? How come no one's thrown that toilet away? It just sits there in our front yard.
I don't know. I keep walking by it and going, okay, go take that in the trash, and I don't.
I'm gonna do it right now.
Okay, good.
All right. So
Thank you.
Okay. Let's discuss. Let me process this
You're back
little.
to dad of the year.
Let's process this little fight we've had, and then I'll circle back with you.
Okay.
Okay.
I think you should try it though.
Oh fuck! You're
dare you to
fucking running a psyop on me.
I dare you. I double dog dare you.
God damn it! All right. I love you. Bye.
All right. I love you too. Bye.
What the fuck is going on here? So here's the deal. I'm probably gonna get some marital advice from Dylan Lowen. Yeah, do you have some marital advice for me?
What's up?
What's up, Dylan?
Not much. You still on air?
I am.
Nice. Hey, I was just calling to see. Are you impressed with John Young's time?
Dude, I'm crazy impressed, dude.
Really?
Yeah, crazy impressed. You're not impressed?
I'm not impressed.
Oh, please. Hey, you think that there's anyone with a vagina on planet Earth that can beat Jake Douglas? Jake Berman.
And the burpee workout?
Yeah.
I'm sure there is. I wouldn't see why not. It's all about endurance.
340, dude. 340.
Those are good times, but John Young, not impressed.
Wow. You think you have a sub 5?
Not currently, but I would say if I was working out for 3 or 4 weeks, I think I could beat him.
3 or 4 weeks. Hey, what about Tim Murray? Did you see him? He did it in 4:14 last night, and he's only like, I don't know how tall he is. He's probably like 4 feet tall.
Yeah, no, I'm super impressed with his time as well. He's an adaptive athlete, and he was pretty close to Jake Berman's time. Him being shorter or whatever, it to me doesn't really matter. It's all about fitness and endurance.
You think he could beat
I think
half the games athletes? Tim Murray? Like, you think Yellow Hosta can do it in 4:14?
I don't know. I think it'd be tough. But, after seeing what Jake Berman did, I would say it'd be pretty tough for, Jelly to beat Tim's time.
Crazy. Dylan better say he didn't watch Tim because I didn't. Oh, shit. Judy says you better not have watched it. I didn't see your dollar come in. Damn.
I didn't watch it.
No, good answer.
But I saw his time.
Hey, I think... Go ahead.
No, I said I skipped right through because I didn't pay the dollar. I'm a devoted fan, so I skipped right through just to check his time.
You're a good dude. It's $2 if you do that.
Dude.
It's $2 if you do that. Hey, enough about you. Where's your wife right now? Who gives a fuck about you? Where's your wife? What's she doing?
You're right. Let me see what time it is, dude. She is warming up right now to start training for the day.
Is that dude with her? Is Joel with her?
Oh yeah, he'll be there for sure. He'll probably show up.
You got a cam in the garage so you can check in on him once in a while? Her and Joel?
I should, bro. I should.
You should.
You never know what happens when a man and woman are alone.
Yes.
But
hey, dude, here's the
faith
truth,
with my
Dylan.
wife.
Here's the truth. He's breathing in her pheromones. You know there's shit like coming off of women. You know it. I know it.
100%, bro.
Yeah.
I
and hey, he's only human. He's only human. Just imagine being in a room with Ariel Lowen just fucking going full throttle. You don't think that there's just shit pouring off of her that makes even the strongest man weak in the knees?
Yeah, I get weak every time, and I see her every day.
Yeah. So Joel's only human. Get a camera in there, buddy. Or an air filter. Maybe there's an air filter you could buy. Like a air. It pulls out all the pheromones.
All the pheromones, yeah.
Pheromone filter. So you won't want to fuck my wife. That could be our tagline. The pheromone filter. So no one will want to fuck your wife.
Yeah, I'll take it as a compliment. You know, me and Ariel actually had this conversation not that long ago. I don't even know how it got brought up, but I was just telling her that if Joel was younger, buffer, and maybe just a tad bit more handsome, it'd make me a little nervous having him come over there every day.
Hey, dude, I'm telling you, don't underestimate that dude. That dude's got some Rico Suave Latin shit to him, dude. He got a nice body. He's sophisticated. He's going to like teach her like algebra or something, and then she's going to swoon.
Yeah,
don't underestimate an old dude.
Bro. Those hips, they got some moves. I ain't gonna lie.
See, you know.
But
push it down, girls. I don't think girls like any sign of jealousy, so just push it down deep.
I do every day.
Yeah, push it down so
every
deep.
day.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I was calling to just say that I'm not impressed with John Young's time.
That's too bad. I am impressed.
I hardly work out, and I think I would be pretty close.
Send in the video.
I'm going to. That's what I told Ariel. I said, sadly, you know, I haven't really done anything in the last 2 or 3 weeks. And so I was like, man, if I was working out every day like John Young would do, I'd smoke him.
Damn.
Smoke.
Hey, how much do you weigh? He said he's 2 bills.
I'm 205 and I still smoke him. Hey, you know what? Go to if you have the capabilities, you should go to the CrossFit Games website and pull up both of our 24.1 workouts. We're within 5 seconds of each other. And I would say that gives you a rough idea of how close at the time our fitness levels were. And even then, man, I was only working out once or twice a week.
Damn.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, you give me 3 or 4 weeks of consistent working out, I bury him.
Okay, I'd like to see it.
I'm gonna do it. The thing that sucks about it, in 3 or 4 weeks, it's irrelevant.
No, it'll be fun. No, it'll be fun. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I may just give it a go at my fitness level right now and surprise myself.
Damn. How do you Venmo someone? Jesus Christ. Do you ever Venmo?
You just type in their name.
I think Venmo.
Yeah, you know how to.
I think Venmo is lowers your T count using Venmo. You use Venmo?
I do use Venmo. I enjoy Venmo.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, you just got to know how to spell. You know how to spell John Young?
No. He sent it to He sent it to me. He sent me his code, but my wife says she can't find him. When I think of transferring cash, I just think of it as a girl's job. Cash transfer.
I don't know.
Girl.
I honestly, you're letting the woman handle the money. It sounds like a man's job.
I'm a semen transfer kind of guy.
There you go. It's not a bad job either.
All right. How's the gym coming?
Slowly. Very slowly. You know, it's just something that I'm dabbling in after work, and there doesn't seem to be much time after work.
That's code for you've shit the bed.
No, man, it's code for just being a busy man. That's all I got to say. These trips that Ariel has me taking for CrossFit put me in a.
They put you in a what?
They put me in a bind for work.
Hey, are you? Where will you do semifinals?
At Carson.
Oh shit! I'm gonna see you.
Yeah, we'll see you there. We're pretty excited. We've never been to, if I'm not mistaken, it's supposed to be at the tennis stadium.
Hey, are you staying at a hotel or Airbnb?
Man, we'll probably just stay at a hotel.
Okay, tell me when you know what hotel. God, I should get a room at that hotel. I'd like so I can have steak with you every night.
Yeah, we should do it in some spicy margs. I'm down.
All right.
Yeah, bring John Young and I'll beat him live. We'll go head to head in 100 burpees.
Damn.
Yeah. I want that 500.
Maybe I don't know if he's willing to part with it. Anyway, I got to go. I've been up too long. I appreciate you calling though. You made the show special.
No problem, man. You have yourself a good day.
Okay.
Good show.
Bye, Dylan.
All right, later.
The guy that bangs Ariel Owen. There he is. And travels with her. And can beat John Young at burpees. Oh, yeah. I'd love to meet in Carson. Sounds fine and dandy until your bank accounts are empty and your wife is 3 states away with your kids and leaves you with a shit ton of debt. It was only about a year ago I called the bank and linked up all our accounts. So like you can just go to one of our accounts and then you can see all the accounts, and it's made my life so much easier. I don't do anything now. I just like, hey, if I want something, I just ask her. Like she's my mommy. I don't do any of it. I don't go over there. I don't look at it. I don't waste my time over there. Taylor self-paid John Young. Pool Boy sent me that? I don't get it. You can see Taylor. Fuck, I don't know how that works. I don't even know what you just sent me. How about that dude Luis Lemos paid John $500? That was wild. And you know what? I wouldn't even care if he didn't, but that I just I trust people so much that even if he didn't, I don't care. I've transcended trust. I don't even care. The only trust I care about is like when my kids shower after the pool. Like if my wife's not there, they're not allowed to go in the men's locker room without me. So, but like with money, I don't give a fuck. I don't like. I would really prefer. It's non-negotiable. I really don't want it's like this. I don't care so much about money. I don't want my wife to cheat on me, and it's non-negotiable. If anyone tries to fucking diddle my kids, they're dead. And that's it. Those are the 3 landscapes. Don't care about money. Preferably my wife don't fuck no one. And you're playing with fucking borrowed time if you fuck with my kids. That's my trust scale. So I'm not I don't trust anyone around my kids. But other than that, whatever. I trust that every shopping cart will find its way. Oh, ye of little faith. Okay. A good traveler, number 27, the Tao Te Ching. Jesus Christ. A good traveler has no fixed plans and is not intent upon arriving. A good artist lets his intuition lead him wherever it wants. A good scientist has freed himself of concepts and keeps his mind open to what is. Thus, the master is available to all people and doesn't reject anyone. He's ready to use all situations and doesn't waste anything. This is called embodying the light. What is a good man but a bad man's teacher? What is a bad man but a good man's job? If you don't understand this, you will get lost, however intelligent you are. It is the great secret. When Brooke was saying about people like who talk to little people or don't talk to little people or whatever, not little people like Tim Murray, but just like having this hierarchy of like friends or who can do stuff for you or who don't, I was just like, I don't even look at the world like that. Like the dude in the Bentley and the dude in front of Home Depot are just all the same dude to me. Love you guys. Bye.